Anyway, we're getting ready to start the game. We'll take you through the lineups as we go through the game. For those of you keeping track at home, your play ball time is 14:01 British Summer Time. Let's get underway.
I trust you. We're going to play until they say play. Here you go. Here you go, Devils! Go!
And we get started on the ball.
Yeah, it sounded like he made a little bit of contact there, like a foul tip.
Your pitching lineup for the Tayport Breakers. We have Ryan Bandala, who will be pitching up now. Lead off batter. Noah Narisaya will be in left field. Shinian Lai batting third on third base. Evan Fletcher will be a catcher, batting fourth. Tom Knox, first base, and batting fifth. Batting sixth, Paul Gardner, taking second base as well. David Farr is going to be your catcher, and he'll be batting seventh. Scott Black is going to be a designated hitter, and Marina DeSantis will be taking the shortstop position there. And closing it out, Tayport Breakers are going to be batting with 9. Jake DeBurker, right field, and the 9th there. We will head you through the Breakers when we get to the bottom of the first half.
Yeah, so here we are in our first at bat, and Mandala pitching for the Breakers is our leadoff hitter this afternoon, and already he's down two strikes and 1 ball. So took a right mighty hack at the last pitch and didn't get too close. So he's looking like he wants to swing.
Just touches the glove of the catcher there, and it's outside for a ball.
So we are at 2 strikes, 2 balls. Pitcher's peering through the rain.
And that's just grazing the bottom of the yawn there. Strike out there.
Tough way to go down, too. Strikeout looking.
Field Mike out there taking a battering. Pitch comes in, and that just slides to the outside there on a ball.
Scared him a little bit. He jumped out of the box there.
Swing and a miss.
Big swing.
1-1. Heaney happy to take the first sign from his catcher. Twine.
Looked like that one might have got away from a little bit. It was up in the stratosphere.
Head height there, control with a little bit of a problem. Clearly a ball and coming in high there off blame. Control in this sort of weather is always going to be one of the pitcher's biggest enemies. Count is 3-1.
Yeah, you'll see the pitcher out there rubbing that ball, trying to warm it up, dry it up, give himself some grip so he can get that thing to spin.
There we are now in the middle there, route number 1, and we're knocking at a full count. However, that's the pitching, batting for 333 on the season, and that draws a walk there. Another very high off-target throw there from Heaney, and Tayport Breakers get their first base runner. Coming up now, Shinian Lai. Just the one game, given that we're only in week 2, that is not surprising. Given it's technically meant to be sort of week 3 by now, but we got rained off. Then it went a bit scrappy last week, so it's only the second game of the season now. Everybody's still getting their eye in, getting comfortable.
Well, that was a good take on his part.
Shinian Lai picking out that was going low and leaving that to go for the ball. We have a runner on first base. Runner goes from first base. It's a strike thrown. The throw from catcher to second base is off target. And Tayport advance another 90 feet. And for those of you not familiar with Baseball Scotland, Rule 1, get on base. Rule 2, run to second. Steal second. You're going there anyway.
Yeah, we call that traffic, right? Generate as much traffic as possible.
If there's one thing we're known for in Edinburgh, it's our traffic. Counts 1-1. Comes in high for another ball. There, 2-1. Chinian getting his eye in there. He's called each ball.
Yeah, he's doing really well. He's got a good eye for the pitches. He's not getting sucked into swinging at anything.
And that's going to come in low, bouncing off the back of the plate.
He's in a comfortable position now. 3 balls and 1 strike. He can be choosy in what he swings at.
Ariadasa just taking it calm there out on second base. Well pitched. You've always got the option there to go. But the two teams still just sort of feeling themselves into the weather and each other as well. It's a new season. You're not sure. And of course, Twain is a new catcher, so they just don't know how good that arm is.
Yeah, and it takes some time to shake off the rust from the winter too.
And there goes foul back into the car park that is miles and miles and miles behind the booth tape. It's about 50 feet.
Yeah, that's a
feet.
gift for the neighbors over there.
Indeed, yeah. Count stays at 3-1. Give us a side. Let's have a look at our side cam pitch on that one. Yeah. Look at us with camera switching.
It's great, isn't it?
And there we are. It's a grounder into the infield. Goes over the shortstop. Long throw. It's not in time, and it's off target as well at first base. Goes out of bounds. First run goes on the board there as Ariadasa makes it round. Shinyan Lai gets not only an RBI, but he gets to calmly take another 90 feet because of the out of bounds throw from shortstop over to first base. The official score is a long way away, but I suspect that's going to go down as an error on the shortstop.
I would think so. I don't think we'll have to worry too much about checking in on that one.
Still got a runner on second. The difference this time is that Tayport Breakers have taken the lead. They're 1 run up.
It's dangerous overthrowing first base out here too, because there's no wall to stop the ball, so that thing can roll and roll and roll.
Tom Knox comes up to the plate already with 1 RBI for the season. He's going to be on that second base at 180 feet. Blaine Heaney throws that pitch as far left as you possibly can, unless you're the Labour Party. Count is 1-0. They're the left side party, in case you don't know, Chris. I don't know what the equivalent is in Canada.
Yeah, you just keep me clued in. Our equivalent is old Justin.
And that's a big smash ball. It's going to go foul, almost taking the head out of the third base coach there. And it's into our old favourite, the foul tree.
Boy, he hit that hard, man. I thought his bat came apart when he connected with that thing.
Potential there for a line drive. That is going out of the field, but off the ground. And we have a ground rule double here at the Bobby Thompson Field in Edinburgh due to the temporary fence there. You're not going to get anything bouncing off our little orange monster. Heaney again throwing a little bit wide inside and down there for another ball. Weather playing havoc not just with the ball but also with the pitcher's grip as well.
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough to throw precise strikes with this kind of moisture on the ball. And nothing against these guys. They're doing their best. But you can see they're struggling.
The Dreich is now down to a slight Dreich. That's a weather report that nobody outside of Scotland will understand. Heaney does find the spot there, throws down the strike on Tom Knox. Still have the runner on second. Count 2-2. Ball comes in low and it's up. It's flying. It is long. It's not there. It's caught comfortably by Young out in the right field there. with a sacrifice just to move the run over from second into third. Shin Lai now sitting there 90 feet away from a second run for the Breakers. Got the height.
Yeah, that
almost got the distance as well. We're looking at maybe only about 20 feet short of the boundary.
And it's hard to follow with the overcast sky. That ball just kind of shrivels away and disappears into the background. So good on him for making the play.
Paul Gardner now up to the plate. Tom again, our mistake there. Yeah, there we are. The waters come down. Harry Fletcher is your out there as Tom Knox at the plate now. Thank you very much to our technical truck that is known as Ruin Hustler. Ball comes in. Tom
Big
goes
swing.
for an ambitious swing, looking to find that gap out in the left infield. Not reaching it. Takes the ball instead. Takes the strike instead. It's probably going to be a ball, though.
Yeah, odds are. Yeah, he's having a tough time out there.
Heaney out and high on there for another ball.
This is the mental part of the game. You just can't let that get into your head and take away your confidence because you'll just struggle mightily. There you go.
Strike comes down. 2-2. Runner on third. He throws in. It's low. It's dropped. Third strike, though. Knox makes his run out to first base. He's comfortably out, but that brings Shinlin Yai home. Quite happily take that if you were on 2 outs. But you weren't. You were on 3. Run doesn't go through. 1-0. Comfortable play out to first base. You're watching Baseball Scotland come from Bobby Thompson Field. I'm Ewan Spence.
And I'm Chris DeWall.
We're into the mid-innings on the first inning, so we'll be back with the Edinburgh Diamond Devils taking to the plate for the first time.
Don't give him too early fastballs twice. Ball's head coming down!
Oh. got something loose. We're just going to do a tech talk on the channel now. Ruben, we might want some gaffer tape around the XLR extensions. There's a crackle somewhere. Yeah. Yep.
Let's go, Gabby! I used to play like this. Here we go, Gabby! Woo! Here we go, Gabby!
It's the bottom of the first innings here at Bobby Thompson Field as the Edinburgh Diamond Devils welcome the Tayport Breakers here into the capital city. First pitch comes down there. We have Ryan Mandala on pitching duty for the Tayport Breakers. And now that Edinburgh Diamond Devils line up. Your lead pitcher is as we've already said, Blaine Heaney. Leaning up on the plate, Cameron Spencer batting first. Batting second, Rich Zabowski. Playing out there in centre field. Jason Chan is going to be batting third, and he's taking left field. Jamie Gray's your fourth batter on second base. Devin Greenshields on first base. We'll be back there in a second. Cameron Spencer sends it high. It's fly centre field. And that is a comfortable catch out there from Fletcher. Tayport Breakers taking that a relatively easy first out. Devin Greenshields was batting fifth at first base. Matthew Young is out in right field batting sixth. Batting seven, your pitcher Blaine Heaney. Batting eighth, Gareth Alexander, who is your DH for this year. As the Diamond Devils are going to be batting with 10. Sammy Twain in 9, and Sean Yobi Brown is going to be 10th. It's 1-0 already. Zitzibowski, your centre fielder, is sitting there as your second batter. Ryan Mandala confidently taking the signs there from Jamie Farr at catching. It comes down fast. It comes down high as well. We'll take the first ball there.
Yeah, he's throwing some heat today. In spite of the weather, he's got some good speed on his pitches, and he seems to have a decent feel for the zone. So we'll see if he can keep it up as the rain continues to drizzle down upon us. Ooh.
Pitch comes in high again as well. That'd be a wicked changeup if he decides to go changeup.
Yeah, just really throw the batter off, and just change the speed entirely on it.
2-0. And there we are. It's a hit into the first base. Rich Zabowski puts the effort into the run, but no, that's his solo ground out there. Tom Knox taking that and just calmly walking and putting the foot out onto first base.
Yeah, he was placed really fortunately there. The ball went straight to him, so good, easy play to make for the first baseman.
I'd argue not fortunate. I'd argue good first base manning.
That's right. That's good first base manning. That's how to do it. Always be in front of the ball. Just know where it's going to go.
Batting third for the Edinburgh Diamond Devils, Jason Chan. Jason Chan with a 2-hit game last week.
Interestingly, the first two batters really did square up the ball, though, so they obviously have their eye on it and can see what's coming.
It's not on one. Mandala getting the eye in for his first strike against Chan. Chan goes for a swing, and it's a clean miss. Rolls to the backstop there. Not in two. A little bit of ball juggling there just to find the driest ball.
Yeah, that's what that pitcher wants, right? Find me a dry, clean ball. Let me grip this thing.
Things, if you were a Marlin, you never have to worry about.
Ooh. So that's one of those rare plays where you strike out and end up on first base.
Dropped third strike there from Jamie Farr. And we have the first base runner for the Edinburgh Diamond Devils in Jason Jen. Stepping up now, we have Jamie Gray. Jamie making his season debut, not travelling last weekend. Scottish baseball, step 1, get on base.
That's
Step
right.
2, let's watch for the steal.
That's how we taught our kids back in Canada. Get on
Taught them
base.
to steal.
And, yep, this is the one time, kids. You ought to steal.
Jason taking a couple of feet lead, but not enough really to go there.
Yeah, he may watch 1 or 2 pitches just to get his timing down. But as you say, I suspect he'll be making a break for it.
Jamie goes ahead in the count, 1-0. Jason decides to go. We got a runner going on. We got a foul ball there. Just negating that effort. Everybody go back to where you were. Except you've just run another 90 feet, so you're slightly more tired.
That's it, yeah. That's a disheartening feeling when you're halfway to second base and you see that ball roll foul. You think, oh.
It's early enough in the season and Jason's young enough that it's not going to be that bad on the legs. Come back in August.
Yeah. It's not the same as if it were one of us, right?
1-1 on the count. Mandala taking his time. The throw is there. It's low and outside. Chen takes for the steal anyway and is comfortably into second base. Taking the slide as well. That was a pretty snappy throw from far. Wasn't going to be in time, but it does put the pressure on the runner.
Yeah, it was good to see him make the effort. He came up a little short on the throw, but I mean, you know, you got a runner on second who struck out, so you got to try and eliminate that guy any way possible.
I mean, your 2 outs. Runner goes on the third. It is a ball low. The throw goes over to third base. We wait for the umpire call. The call is safe.
Yeah, so that's called manufacturing runs, right? You get on base when you strike out, steal a couple of bases, and now they've got a runner in scoring position.
If we had a lot of money for broadcasting talent and booths and everything, that would go to replay.
Yes, yeah, that would be one of those ones where you see the coach signaling at his ears, let's go have a look at that. Yeah.
Count 3-1, 2 outs. Runner on third.
Maybe we'll add that replay truck next year.
And the hit is high and it is long. It is heading out into left field. It has, waiting for the call. Are we turning the bases? Are we calling a ground rule double? And we're taking that as a ground rule double RBI. Squaring up the game there, Edinburgh Diamond Devils. Ritzikovsky making that all the round 360 feet quite happily. Jamie Gray gets to trot all the way out to second base there on a ground rule double on a very high fly. And I suspect that's just fallen short.
Yeah, that ball's hit hard. And again, you're seeing the Devils really make, hard contact. And that's the risk when you throw that hard. When you put the bat to the ball, that ball goes. And so far, the Devils are managing to make pretty decent contact.
We have Devin Greenshields up now. It's the fifth batter. He's going to lose a bit of his batting average here. We're only at the second game. His batting average is 1,000.
Yeah, that's not yeah, take a picture of that, because that's one of the ones you want to brag to your kids. Just don't tell them it was only one game in.
It's a swing there. Just clips the ball and bounces it in for the foul just beside the plate. I mean, 500 is still acceptable, but the Devils wanted to stay on 1,000.
Yeah. As there's been no Major League Baseball player to hit over 400 in how many decades and decades? When did old Teddy do it?
Ted Williams.
Yeah.
There goes Ted Williams, the greatest batter who ever lived.
That's it. You got it. Struck
and
him
it
out.
is a swing and a miss there. Three strikes, and that's down. Devils are going to be just getting themselves ready. It's the bottom of the first. It's 1-1 It's a nice equal game here at the Bobby Thompson Field. We're going to take our short inning break, stretch our legs, and discuss whether we can get a roof for this broadcast table, because it would be really useful. And we'll be back shortly. Ta-ra for now.
Coming down. All right, coming down. Second base, second base.
Don't start here, PG. Let's do it. Someone drag the ball for the pitcher, and then you throw it to the other guy, to the other team. You drag the ball.
Yeah, I've got no problem. I've got no problem at all. Yeah.
You're playing?
No, that's fine.
Well,
Let's go,
Oh, solid contact out into left field on the first pitch he sees.
Paul Gardner there, welcoming you back to the top of the second innings here as Tayport Breakers are visiting the Edinburgh Diamond Devils. One pitch, one hit, one swing, one first base. Paul Gardner gets the Breakers on the board and immediately puts the Devils under pressure.
Yeah, you can't want any more than that as a batter to wallop the first pitch that you see and get your leadoff guy on base. That sets you up for a good inning. Pressure's on now.
It's the point where Junko Lee did first pitch, first game, first home run at the Giants last night.
Yeah, that's a way to start, eh?
Yeah.
Just clobber it out of the park.
Especially as your team lost 17-1 the night before. Anyway. We have David Farr coming up, throwing bunt and just pulling away from that. It is a wild pitch. Paul Garner takes off from first base into second. Another 90 feet. It's Baseball Scotland. Step one, get on base. Step two, steal that base.
Yeah, just making the rounds, doing the tour.
Interestingly, David Farr, with the temperature and everything, being given permission to wear a light raincoat as well for his batting appearance.
Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it?
And there it is. It is swinging high. It's going for the foul tree, so it's going straight into the Little League game, actually.
And the battle for the ball ensues.
Hey! No, we don't play Savannah baseball rules here. If we did, it still would not be an out. Kids rightly getting out of the way of the hard ball there. Not an one here. Bobby Thompson Field. Farr gets ready to take the other swing again. Ball comes in low. It's another wild pitch. Gardner goes to make the steal at third base and called safe from the umpire. Diamond Devils looking to the plate umpire, asking if the umpires should get together and have a chat. That's not happening. Paul Gardner takes another 90 feet. Steal there into third. 90 feet away from taking the lead. David Farr essentially doing the job he needs to do.
Yeah, I thought he actually got him there. Looked like he had him on the foot. That would be one of those ones where we'd be going to the truck.
We'd be going to the truck.
Going to the truck.
Going to the truck. Ruben's just said we're getting a truck next year.
Yep.
I think that's ambition before budget. Ball comes in high. Far takes a swing anyway. It is somewhere out there.
Yeah, it's gone
Very,
now.
very high.
Yeah.
I believe the term is, I think that ball has had a family. Major League Baseball, never only undersold. There we go. He likes his pop-ups. It's going into foul territory there, but not quite close enough to the catcher as Twine runs out to do his best to grab that. Unsuccessful. Farr is still on the play. Paul Gardner is still out there on third base as well.
Yeah,
the Drake is now down to a small d, not a capital D.
Is that how that works?
That is how it works.
Okay,
yes.
okay. Is this what the English would say is spitting? It's spitting.
No, this is what they would say is terrible torrential. I'm never coming to Scotland. What a terrible city it is.
Regardless of what kind of rain it is.
Regardless, yes. Okay, a reminder again. It's 2-2 for David Farr, the catcher, who is at the plate. Paul comes down from Blaine. It is... Catcher has to make the sort of penalty save that you would see Jim Leighton do back in the 1986 World Cup penalty shootout.
That was an amazing Superman catch. I've not seen many catchers go full extension airborne.
Press the highlight button there, Ruben. We'll want that again for later.
That's incredible defense, man. Yeah, I don't know how he did that.
Catcher goes horizontal. And there we are. Farr makes contact again. Guess what he's done? He sent it to foul territory. Guess how he did it? With a very, very high pop-up.
That was good effort trying to make that catch, too. He ran a long ways, man.
Yeah, nobody knows what foul territory. It's foul territory, and then it's just definitely out of play. Farr just needs to get a bit of distance on this. He's just got to depress that launch angle.
Yeah, well, that's it, right? You've got no outs. You've got a runner on third. He just needs to put that thing into play deep enough that he can drive that run home. Or take the walk.
Take the walk.
Get on base. Make the Baseball Scotland tour and start stealing.
We're at the corners. Step one, get on base. Step two, you find a game to love.
Yes.
Step three, you swing and hit it tightly. Eddie Cochran knows the rules of baseball as well, apparently. Runs the corners. Heaney throws down, and it's a strike there on Scott Black. Scott Black is our designated hitter for the Tayport Breakers. He is hitting for DeSantis, who's playing side at shortstop. Unusual way of running the DH hitter, but it all still counts, and it just keeps the team healthy in what is, we have to remember, an amateur league.
Yeah, and it's good to give those people who needed a break. You don't want to wear everybody out. Baseball is a long season, whether it's majors, minors, amateur, whatever. It's a marathon.
Ball comes in low again. 2-1. Everybody just pretending to steal and not stealing as we have another ball come down there as well. 3-1.
Oh, got that strike when he needed it.
Just finds the low and outside corner there for Heaney. We got a knocking situation. It's 3-2. Runners are on the corner. So we do have second base open. So Tayport Breakers probably quite happy to draw the walk here. Let's see where we go. No, we go for the swing. It's a bubbler over to third base. Sean Yobi-Brown takes his long throw over to first base. It's dropped by Devin Greenshields. It rolls into the foul territory. It rolls out of play as well. And from that we take one run home there for Paul Gardner. So that is going to be an RBI there, even though it comes on an error from the throw. We got David Farr makes himself over from first to third, and Scott Black there, taking a single and then getting an out of play gifted another 90 feet.
Would have been tough to make a play. That dribbler took its time rolling out to the third baseman there.
Is there an argument there it should have been thrown home?
I don't know. I mean, they had so much time from the ball being put into play to getting it into the glove that I don't know if there was a play to be made.
Runners in second and third, bottom of the order. Jake DeBurka in the 9th spot.
Sometimes they'll argue it's better just to hold on to the ball than chance overthrowing it. And, you know, that would have been maybe a good opportunity to put that into practice.
Early in the season.
Early in the season. And you're trying, right? You don't want to look like you're not giving your all out there on defense. But with that wet ball, you know, you throw it at first base, it slips out of your hand, goes wide. It happens easily, happens quick.
And there's a hit by pitch there on an incredibly wild pitch from Blaine Heaney in no weather. Jake DeBurka takes himself up to first base. Scott Black is sitting on second base. David Parr is there on third base as well. So we do have a bases loaded, and we're back to the top of the order. And our score is 2 runs to 1.
Yes, sir.
Tayport Breakers sitting there just pushing out that lead, just grinding out a little bit more. Mandala here, though, has a chance to do some real damage. Strikeout looking in his first appearance.
Yeah, he'll want to redeem himself now.
Chases that first ball on a strike. It's low in the zone. It was there for him, but timing just a little bit too soon.
It's so tempting to swing because you've got, you know, no outs. You've got a bases loaded. They just want to put that ball into play.
Swinging again. It's a grinder at third base. Sean Yobi Brown decides to throw it home this time. Is the tag applied? Tag is applied.
Wow.
That is a strikeout at home. Madala gets himself on a first base in the fielder's choice. Everything remains loaded, but there's your first out there.
That was an excellent defensive play. You got to give them credit.
Get the play a bit wrong first. Don't make the same mistake 2 times in a row.
That's not a play you'd see often in the pros. They usually allow the run and take the out, but they went for it and got it. And credit to them.
I think a lot of that is because Breaker style is just to grind and grind and grind. We saw that throughout the year.
Yeah.
Last year, and that took them all the way to the cup as well. When literally, if you remember the cup game, 7-6, and it was just nip and tuck all the way through.
Yeah.
It's a 1-run game to the Breakers, and we got a fly, we got a pop, ready high. Twine catcher runs out, slips through the fingers in foul territory there as well. Conditions on the ground, there's actually the ground is falling away from you at that point as well. It is not the greatest of places in Bobby Thompson Field where you'd want to try and catch what is a ridiculously high pop-up straight into weather that can only be described as the same color as the baseball.
That's it, right? It's hard to keep track of it when it's up there.
You're just trying to pick out the red threads. And
Look for the thing that could hurt you.
Ariadasa stays alive. The bases stay loaded. You're watching Baseball Scotland. If you're watching this live, it's twitch.tv/Baseball Scotland. We love your link, like, love, follow, and subscribe as well. If you're watching our replay on YouTube, fingers crossed, because we're still testing that. It's youtube.com/Baseball Scotland. Don't forget, we have our regular podcast as well, hosted by Danny Quinn over there in Glasgow with ball caps and bagpipes. Find that in your favorite podcast app, directory service, or even Spotify.
That is the most appropriate name for a podcast I can think of. That's perfect.
I knew what? What was it? 2 strikes? 2 strikes.
Not on 2. Heaney just not happy. Yeah, we're taking the third indication from the catcher on the pitch to throw it. It comes down and it's fouled off into the left foul territory there by Ariadasa.
You can see he just desperately wants to put that ball into play.
It's never too early to start winning, but sometimes it can be too early to be hero. Double play here would get rid of all the on-base effort for the Breakers.
Yeah.
leans
Ooh.
back out of that pitch there, but it is called a strike anyway. Cleanly, no, 3 strikes, no balls there. That's 2 outs there for the Breakers. The Shinyan Lai comes up to the board as well. Shin taking a single in his first appearance. Another one of those will do very nicely here.
Yeah, clean single. You could drive in 2 runs in a situation like this.
Ball comes down. It is high. It is popped up. Shinyan Lai makes the run. First base. Devin Greenshields walks into the base path, plucks it out of the air. Shinyan Lai walks past him and just slows up. And Greenshields is just like, my ball, you're out. Everybody go. That's the end of the inning. Tayport Breakers get themselves into the lead again, but the Edinburgh Diamond Devils Sterling on the defense and keep it into a 1-run game. I'm Ewan Spence.
I am Chris DeWall.
And we will be back for the bottom of the second innings very soon.
Ball's in, come down!
Welcome back to Baseball Scotland. It's the Edinburgh Diamond Devils welcoming Tayport Breakers. We're in the bottom of the second. Tayport Breakers 2 runs. Edinburgh Diamond Devils the 1 run. Matthew Green is taking to the plate to start off the bottom of the second innings for the Diamond Devils. First game this season. Didn't go travelling last week. We still have Ryan Mandela pitching there and nicely comfortable with a slow in the zone strike to take out his second round at the mound. I'll write that one down. I like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. I like that too.
Pitch comes in and it's fouled back into the car park, over the stands, over the bleachers. We've got 2 cameras this year. We can't do that because Ruben might turn the camera around and show everybody just how impressive our bleachers are. We don't have any.
I was just thankful it kept going over us. It's hard to scatter when you're wired to a table.
Low and outside there for a ball. 1 and 2 there.
You know, if the rain does stop, these pitchers are going to feel invincible when they suddenly have grip.
Does it look like July? The rain is not stopping until July, Chris. You've been here long enough.
Well, to be fair, I haven't been here for July yet, so I don't know.
There are 3 days in July it doesn't rain. They are probably the days that we're going to be in the British Summer Cup down in Farnham. Pitch comes in. Matthew Green does a best attempt at a pitch there. Falls it into the backstop. Stays at 1 and 2. If you'd like to sponsor Baseball Scotland and Edinburgh Baseball Club so we can have a roof, we would be ever so grateful. Please get in touch. Facebook.com/BaseballScotland. BaseballScotland.co.uk to keep up to date with the league. And, of course, Twitch and YouTube for all our multimedia as well.
Showing good discipline there.
2 and 2 now. Matthew Young wisely not chasing that one low in the zone. Pitch comes in, it's high, and we're getting ourselves into a knocking. It's 3 and 2. Young leadoff batter for the Edinburgh Diamond Devils.
He's done well to come back to a full count.
That is going to be a... Why didn't you catch that? That was literally half a foot away from you as it bounced over the bat. And into foul territory there, Chris. You had that one.
I was worried I was going to drag everything off the table.
You could have had that one and not handed it to a kid. We would have had a reason for the second camera then. You could have went, look at that man not giving the ball away. But Allah does give away first base, though, there. Matthew Young takes the walk all the way out, and it's in that classic stance. You know it already. Step 1.
Get on base.
Step 2.
Steal second base. Run and run and run.
Britt Zabowski, who had a very impressive first inning with a 2 RBI. No, Blaine Heaney.
Yeah, look at me. Look at me messing up my scorecard.
That doesn't help.
I know, right? Just throw you right off.
Yeah. Hey, what, you've written down 5 RBI there. Who's got 5 RBI? I mean, I know you're Canadian. I know it's not your national
Flipping
sport.
amateurs, buddy.
I'm meant to be doing some like proper national calling out later on in the year. You can't do this to me.
Just getting fed bad intel over here.
Okay, so let's just go around the house again. Who we have on first base?
Mr.
Matthew
Young. Yes,
Who
sir.
we have at play?
Blaine Heaney.
Who is our pitcher?
Yes.
Who is batting? You know there's a difference.
Oh,
yeah?
yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
right.
right.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. He's not to catch the ball this time. He's to hit the ball.
He doesn't throw it back or anything, right?
He said baseball was boring.
It's all about the company you keep.
Golf swing there from Blaine Heaney. It was down, it was low, it was a ball. But it's been turned into a strike. With that little chip shot out of the bunker to get himself onto 7th.
Yeah, those little golf swings, eh?
Yeah.
Trying to hack it out there.
Does Matthew Young have the read of Mandala to go for the steal? Wild pitch there low, just bouncing around the plate. Everybody just deciding to stay where they are on that one.
I think our base runner is hoping for a wild pitch.
Oh, he just had a wild pitch. It just wasn't very wild.
It was
It's a mild pitch.
wildly tame.
Well, more from Wildly Tame after the show. But for now, here's Susie and the Banshees.
Wildly tame. Yeah,
What happened when he couldn't catch the Roadrunner?
It's a great 80s hair metal band. Wildly tame.
Pitch comes in. It's high. There's the ball there. Young just comfortably stays there in first base as well. Just letting that count build up. 3-1. Heaney just hoping for a ball here. He's hoping for it. Doesn't get it. It's strike on the outside there. We got ourselves knocking in a full count. 3-2. Young's going to start running no matter what happens here. Ball comes in. Pitch is low. That's the ball. He draws the walk. Young takes his own walk as well up to second base. And up to the mound, Gareth Alexander in the DH role. Edinburgh Diamond Devils. You don't wave to the commentators while you're focusing on the game. Seriously, we're not that good looking. There's a reason we do this, and we're behind
That's
the
why
microphone.
we're behind the camera. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. We like the audio portion of the broadcast. That's right.
Runners in first and second.
Maybe mom's watching.
Pitch comes in. It's high and inside from Dalla. Alexander just takes a step back there. He's the DH for the Edinburgh Diamond Devils, but rather than a substitution, the Devils are playing with 10 in the order to give our amateur players as much time as possible on the baseball field. It's a golf swing. It's low, but he's going to take that scoop out. It goes over the shortstop into the outfield. The run goes on. Matthew Young turns on the burners, gets himself into the home plate. Heaney takes himself over to the third, and Alexander himself, not many burners, but the ball's in the wrong part of the field, so we can just put his foot down, full acceleration into second base. That is a double RBI. And we're back level in the game.
Yeah.
2 runs to the Breakers, 2 runs to the Devils. It is going to be nip and tuck all the way through the innings. We're scheduled for 7. We're scheduled for 7. Sammy Twain, the catcher, heads up to the plate now. He's got runners on second and third, so he does have an open first base. Quick infield route rule check. Does it apply or not apply?
Yeah, it does, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it does apply. Yep,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because second base is not open. If second's open, it doesn't apply. Isn't that how that goes?
It's something weird.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something- it's
Yeah, the
early in the season.
infield fly is a strange.
Basically, if there's a fly here, could they do a double by accidentally dropping it?
That's right.
Yeah, so there we go. It should be. It might apply. We shall see.
But the fly ball has to be easily played. If the defender has to really run for it,
Normal effort has to apply.
that's right. It has to be normal effort. It's not automatic, which was how I thought it used to be. It just automatically happened. But apparently not.
Simple rule. If you can camp under the ball, it's normal effort. If you're catching it on the run, nope, not going to happen.
That happened in a major league game, I think, last week. They didn't call infield fly. He did drop it.
But he was on the run and sliding.
That's
to catch
right.
It.
It was the first baseman running in, and he didn't make the play. And they ended up doubling it off because they did not call infield fly. I don't think I've ever seen that actually happen before.
Welcome to Baseball Scotland. We will make all the interesting things happen for you. 1-on-1 there on the count. Ball comes down, and it is fouled back off into the
Bleachers.
Into the bleachers.
Into the bleachers. Way high upper rows, too. Yeah.
Here we go, Sammy.
You know, I wonder if Ruben might want to risk turning the camera on us for the next one. He's nodding. I'm worried.
Don't give him ideas.
Twain calls time there just to take a little bit of a breather, get himself together at the plate.
Full count, I believe, right?
Ball throws low and outside.
Ooh.
It is a wild pitch there with a speculative. Let's just put the ball to third base and see if Heaney is going to keep himself safe. He does keep himself safe. We are in a bases loaded situation once more. This time it's the Diamond Devils who are looking to drive in as many as possible. And the Tayport Breakers looking to hopefully hold it to the 1 run, just as the Devils did in the top of the second inning. Sean Yobi Brown is our batter here.
I like how you're checking my scorecard with confidence. That makes me feel good.
I'm checking it with trepidation, not confidence. Trepidation and confidence. A new play from William Shakespeare coming soon.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I think it was one of his sonnets.
Yeah, it was a joint venture with Jane Austen, wasn't it?
Ball comes in low in the strike zone. Yobi Brown goes for the swing and miss. He had the power on there. He was ready to just take that straight through and line drive that out into the outfield.
He's a big guy too. He's got a swing on him.
Steps back. It's a bad read on the ball. Clean strike there as well.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Umpire's got the count, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm watching. It's a tough count for a batter.
And there we go. It's a fly ball. It is long. It's going into the outfield. Camped underneath it is Warren, who plucks that out of the air. In any case, Heaney gets himself home. Alexander gets himself over to second base. Well, that's a sacrifice fly there from Yobi Brown. And productive out, which is what you're looking for there as well. Twain holds himself on first base there. So we've runners on the corners, but we do have the Diamond Devils taking the lead on that one as well. It's a 2-run inning, which gives them the 1-run advantage. Back up to the top of the order here, Cameron Spencer. And they're looking to just get a little bit more of a lead going on here as well. Runner goes from first. Twain licks himself to get 90 feet into second base comfortably. Manages that. Rule 2 is in effect. Runners on second and third. It's on the strike. And there we are. So grounder right to second base. Indecision there, but taking his time, just taking the tap out. Pops it over onto first base. Cameron Spencer is out there. And Gareth Alexander walks himself over there. RBI takes it there.
That was the right play
Edinburgh
to
Diamond
make.
Devils just working that through. Just the 1 runner left now. Sammy Twain up there on third base. Rydzybowski is taking himself through as well. Single off the first appearance. Another one of those.
Another one of those dropped strike 3 free base for you.
Step, rule 1.
Get on base.
Get on base.
Get on
Yep,
base.
roll out, get on base.
Call that the Edinburgh Trot.
There we go. It's a wild pitch. It's going over, and let's just review that for a second. Pitch comes in wild, bounces off home plate and rolls into foul territory onto the right-hand side. Twain takes the opportunity to sprint for home and gets himself through there. I think in part because Jamie Farr just rolled over an ankle there and couldn't get his footing into the ground to get the ball back over. Smart play from the pitcher to come in and cover the plate, but the end result is Twain brings that run home. Zabowski's still on base. 2-run lead for the Diamond Devils.
Yeah, that was a productive little moment there. I mean, heads up base running from the base runner. And just unfortunate that the
3-run lead.
3-run lead. There you go. But yeah, just unfortunate.
That's why we have
that
Ruben in the
catcher-
truck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh, swing hard from
my.
Zabowski. Going out into the center field. It is plucked out of the air, though. And that there, as you threw out, the Breakers are going to be walking off the field, and they're going to be thinking, that's what we're meant to do to them.
Yeah.
From 2-1 up, they're now facing a 5-2 deficit. Edinburgh Diamond Devils in the lead and in control as the home team. Tayport Breakers going to have to find a little bit more. Last year's champion lost last week. Well, they don't want to go down as 2 games on the season. You're watching Baseball Scotland's coverage of our game here in Edinburgh at the Bobby Thompson Field, and we'll be back for the top of the 3rd innings in a few minutes.
Someone to drive the ball. Okay, okay.
Except for your helmet.
I'm gonna move away. I don't like what I'm doing. Hopefully, he's gonna be ready for the next 2 throws. Thank you so much, brother. Woo! My arm is not warm. Oh. Sorry, Blake, my arm is definitely not warm at all. Yep. Oh, yeah, one more. Oh, I thought 3 more. Yeah. Last one, right? All right, coming down. Right, blind. 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 Let it hit. Maximum single.
Welcome back. We're top of the third. We're doing crackly things, so we put the microphones back on our heads. We've got headsets this year. It's so much nicer.
Yeah, I feel like a pro out here, I tell you. Sitting in a nice warm truck, being fed coffee.
1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. 1 out of 3. You know the other numbers we need to remember?
No.
1-0. We got a ball coming down from Healy to kick off the top of the third innings. Tayport Breakers looking to make up 3 runs here to get themselves back on the level pegging.
Good eye there. Good eye taking that pitch on the inside. And not backing out, just standing there like a giant.
And there we are. Hard hit into foul territory out there
Mighty swing.
in the left field. Short of home run distance, though, for those of you who are keeping track of that sort of thing. That would be you and me.
Yes, well, here, let me let me just fix my mistake here.
God, we're going to be here for a long time then, aren't we, Chris?
He's making contact. It's just not going where he wants it to go. I wonder if the ball comes off the bat different when it's wet. I wonder if that affects it. You think?
I think you could probably get a research grant for about $5 million to find that out.
Hey, point me in the direction. That sounds like something that could keep us occupied for a couple of years.
Really? Because for the next couple of years, I'm fixing your score sheets. Ball comes down high and outside for a ball.
Nothing like having the confidence of your coworkers.
I do not have the confidence in my co-worker. Workers implies you're getting paid. You're not getting paid, Chris. Oh, we had a 3-2 count there. And the final pitch there goes in Heaney's favour. That's the first out there on the Tayport Breakers. Tom Knox comes up to the plate now, struck out, swinging in the first appearance, second appearance now. He'll be hoping for a little bit more.
Well, at least struck out according to my records.
Yeah, no, I think we'll be okay on that one. It's another pop-up in a foul territory there as well. In fact, it's actually out of play territory there. Again, not quite getting the distance. It's there and it's threatening.
Theoretically, the cold weather, holds the ball back a little. In the hot dog days of summer, those balls tend to fly a little further.
You're suggesting that if Scotland was warm, we'd have 3 home runs in this game. I have a couple of issues with that one. Let's start with the biggest one. Scotland
Do tell.
and warm.
I heard there's a day or two in August where things get pretty toasty.
The 1-0 pitch comes down. Goes to the outside. A 1 pitch makes it a 2-1 pitch.
Yeah, he saw that go wide early, didn't he? Hey, the rain stopped. Oh, right.
That's another lesson.
2-2.
High in the zone as well. He is throwing them in all the directions. He's not giving them a predictable spot.
Yeah, that's true.
Where he's going through.
And he'll be on the defensive now with 2 strikes.
Pitching decision made. Ball comes down. It is chopped. Bouncer up to third base. Sean Yobi Brown is going to take the long throw to Devin Greenfield on first base. The throw is high. Foul. Out of play territory as well. I think we will hand the interesting scoring decision there. We're a long way away from the official scorers there. My gut feel there is that's on base on error and then an awarded second base.
I would have to agree. I don't think they're going to count that as a double.
High throw from the third baseman over the first, and with the speed on that, and of course no planing or fencing or edging here, your overthrow just sails straight through.
Yeah, it's a gimme, isn't it?
Out the way. So we have a runner up there on second base. Tom Knox doing nicely. Paul Gardner. This is a 1-2 punch of Knox and Gardner that the Breakers just absolutely love to put into the running order.
Gardner scored a run last time up.
This is all about focus now. We're into that mid-stretch of the game in the third innings. It's a high foul back over into his own bench there from Paul Gardner.
Into the grandstands.
Well, it is quite grand, and they are all standing. These are the jokes, folks.
These are grandstanders.
Bit of effort there on a slider. It just goes a little bit wide outside there for Blaine. A little bit of a tickling pitch there. It's tempting for Gardner. He has reached for it. Rolls into foul territory there.
Yeah, hard to put a lot of contact on that when you reach as far as he did.
And it's just one of those pitches where you think you're okay to go and take a swing at it.
Yeah, it's so deceptive when you're standing there watching that thing come at you. You think, oh, I've got this, and it might move right out of the way on you at the last second. And the next thing you know, you're leaning out over the plate, swinging into the other batter's box.
And we're 2-2. Ball comes down, chopped up high and foul again. If nothing else, the Breakers bench is getting a practice in their pop-ups.
Gardner really wants to hit a ball.
He does.
He really wants to put one into play.
He really wants to hit a ball hard.
Yeah, he really does.
And in play.
Yeah, somewhere out in the middle
Somewhere
here.
that 90 degrees would be really, really nice.
Our audio system agrees with us.
Our audio system's doing something. I'm not sure it's agreeing with us. There is a... Go on, have a guess. Have a guess what Gardner's just done.
Out into the grandstands.
Yep, with a pop-up.
Man, he's making poor pitcher work for it, isn't he?
Maybe he should just turn 90 degrees.
Like a golfer.
Like a golfer. Because they would be wonderful then.
He just turned that over here, yeah.
He'll probably hear us, you know. That's
all right. He knows we're cheering for him. We're for everybody out there.
Oof. Wild pitch on the inside there as well. I think that takes us to a full count, 3-2. This is a long pitcher batter duel.
Yeah, they say if you take 8 pitches in an at-bat, it's a successful at-bat no matter the outcome, because you're wearing the opponent pitcher down. You're making them pitch and pitch and pitch and just wearing them out.
Hurl comes in and it's low. Gardner takes the walk. He would have wanted more, but he will take that. Knocks the second. Gardner on first.
Excellent at bat.
Jamie Farr comes up. Jamie Farr? No, Jamie Farr's from MASH. David Farr comes up.
Yeah, that's right.
Holy Toledo.
It's his brother. his cousin or something. Yeah, that was a really good at bat. Just fouling off, battling, making him pitch.
And this is what the Breakers need to do. We have to remember, they are 3 runs down here at 5-2.
Yeah, just manufacture runs. Just get on base.
Step 1. And there you go. Just hit the ball. It's out into the right outfield, and it drops nicely into the gap. It's not quite going to reach the fence. Wet weather makes it tough to pick up. Knox is on that run from third to home. Does that down. There's 1 RBI, 5-3. Gardner decides that discretion is the better part of being a hero. Holds himself at third base. And our knocklinger from MASH has got himself up into second base as there. David Farr gets himself an RBI double.
Nice piece of hitting there. Moved everybody around. 2 runners in scoring position. We should say, when you have a runner on second base, that's considered scoring position, because on a single hit, you can score from second base all the way to home. So the Breakers now have 2 runners in scoring position, with a runner on third and a runner on second.
And just to keep the nomenclature going, you've got the tying run actually on second base. That means if they get home, then they've tied.
They've tied.
And the go-ahead run means we would go ahead by 1 run. It's sitting at the plate as well. It's the DH Scott Black who's a go-ahead at home here, ready to, we've got some hits going on here. They've got Heaney's eye, I think, this time now.
Typical Breakers, eh? They're gritty. They just keep grinding. They just keep at it.
High and outside there. Heaney and Twine just doing the communication. Harold comes in and it's just clean past Black for the strike. 1-1.
2-1.
3-1. Right here, 4-1. 4-1 anyway. 4-1. 2-2 then. How about 2-2? Will we take 2-2?
I think 2-2 sounds
2-2,
good. Yeah,
yeah.
2-2 sounds good.
Solid contact there. Foul territory just to the outside of third base there as well.
Is it just me, or does Black look like he's crowding the plate a little bit?
You take every advantage.
Yeah,
you take advantage. Also, you got to remember that the ground here is not MLB standard. It's a little bit bumpy. There are some little depressions where we stand a lot.
A little, but that's all right. It keeps it interesting. But it looks like he's trying to say the outside of the plate is mine too. If you throw it out there, I will hit it.
Runners second and third, 2-2. Is he going to punt? Nope, he's going to do a solid hit. Pops over second base. Ritzabowski takes that out of the air. Reached out to take it out the air and said, nope, you know what, I'm going to basket catch it.
Yeah, he was close too. He almost didn't make it in there, but a nice little play there. Runners were wise to hold up and see how that played out, so there was no chance of doubling anybody off.
So everybody back in the broadcast truck, highlight that bit. or if you're watching at home on our Twitch stream, twitch.tv/Baseball Scotland, hit that highlight button as well. And I'm sure we'll get a feedback on that. YouTube.com/Baseball Scotland for throughout the year, as well as our homepage, baseballscotland.co.uk. And don't forget our podcast as well, Ball Caps and Bagpipes, in your favourite podcast app, services, directories, or Spotify. Jake DeBarca here, watching the ball go right past him there. And takes itself to 1-0. Do you know what's really annoying about baseball clickers?
The clicking?
No, they put strikes where balls should be and balls where strikes should be.
Yeah, they do.
I can't just look down and read it off. I got to read it back to front. Did you make this?
Yes, it's a Canadian invention. Yes. Yeah. We drive on the wrong side of the road, too.
Ball comes through. That's a hit by pitch. It's wild, high and inside. DeBarca getting most of his body except for his leg out of the way. But takes himself up. And we have ourselves a base. Where are we? We're first, second, third bases, all occupied.
And back to the top of the order.
Right.
5-3 in the board. Go ahead run at first base. Pitch comes down. Grazes the bottom of the zone. Strike one.
It's the 7th batter this inning.
Chopper again bounces carefully over to third base. There's the force. There's the out. Thank you very much, says the Edinburgh Diamond Devils. Sean Yobi Brown finishing the inning. They'll be happy to hold that to 1 run.
Yeah, there was a lot of traffic there. And with the bases loaded, they'll be quite happy to just limit that to 1.
So that's 5-3 here at the Bobby Thompson Field in Edinburgh. Edinburgh Diamond Devils in the lead by 2, going into their chance just to get a little bit more distance between themselves and the last year's Calcutta Cup championship. Not the league champions, that's the Edinburgh Cannons.
Calling me Rich Hill. I want to be Rich Hill. Yeah, I know. Let's go, Chaser, let's go. It's like, I'm putting this on from it's like, I expect to need it. And it's like, whenever it doesn't break is when I throw it. Just trying to sit on my hand. I give up. Ball's in, coming down! If I can pick the ball up. He broke my back up in the I didn't realise like maybe 59 miles an hour.
Welcome back as we head into the bottom of the third innings here at Bobby Thompson Field in Edinburgh. Edinburgh Diamond Devils in lead in 5 runs. 2 runs ahead of the visitors, the Tayport Breakers. Devils looking just to put a little bit more distance between themselves and the Breakers. We've been in situations a couple of times on both sides of the game where 3 or 4 runs could come in on a single swing. So this is nowhere close to a foregone conclusion in a 2-run game. 7 innings and 3 there. But we kick off quickly there with a little grounder staying out to the infield, over to the shortstop, throws over to first base, gets past the first baseman, does not go out of play, so Jason Chen's going to be, oh, that's not fair, everybody else got an extra base. But rule 1 achieved.
Get on base. He's done it. Now he starts the shuffle.
Jason's got the speed, so get ready for the steal. As we have Ritzabovkowski, him. That's red. No, that's not red. You're getting it wrong again. No, that was my fault. That was my fault. That's my fault.
That's Mr. Gray?
That's Mr. Gray.
Mr. Gray.
That's Mr. Gray. Ryan Madala taking a very careful look at Jason Chen, trying to keep him honest in first base. Pops the ball over to Paul Gardner just to make sure. We know the rules, so do the players. Fouled out there.
Use my language.
To the side.
I held my breath in too long here. That's just what came out.
We don't even need to cover that one. Thank you.
No comments necessary.
Thank you very much, Jamie. Yep, that's right. Ball's fouled off there. 1-0.
Yeah, he's really watching him, isn't he?
Yeah, now the throw goes over to first base.
Too easy, boy. Go further.
Yeah, he was trying to steal on that foul ball, so he knows he's going to go.
Yeah, there he goes there. It's a early pitch, falls and hits the ground just in front of the home plate. Jason already up and running. And gets himself over to second base. Count goes to 1-1. Scoring position unlocked. Jan goes for the steal as well from second to third, but it is a punch out. It's a high from Devin Greenshields out in the center field. It's caught and plucked out of the air. Chan's going to turn around, head himself back, scrambles into second base, gets his hand out as the ball arrives in the hand of the second baseman. And the winner on that measuring contest is Jason Chan. Keeps himself on second base.
That was an entertaining play at second with the overthrow and then the dive in.
Too close, Jason.
Why did they put a fielder right there?
I think I know why they put a fielder out there. Do you want to tell him or shall I?
I don't want to break his heart, do you?
You're good, Devon. Over the fence.
Why do you want to break my heart? Kia Carrera, Wayne's Roll, 1988. Now, Devin Greenshields takes to the plate after Gray slices that up into the center field. Amadala throws it out low and outside. I think Greenshields is going to wait and go for the big swing on this one. Chan takes the runoff for the steal as well. It's a golf chop that gives us a ball. Say that again, it gives us a ball on that second one there. Chan successfully over to third base. Ground conditions not playing well for any side there. 90 feet is 90 feet.
90 feet is 90 feet. Now he's only 90 feet away.
94. 94. We're using small bases
Slightly
here, are we?
Yeah, yeah. It's more of a rhombus than it is.
Greenshields gets the smallest of balls hitting just in front of that. It goes from the third baseman. It's long, it's high and looping over to first base. Greenshields can easily outrun that. Gets himself on a third. Chen, it's an easy John all the way back to home after that one. The lead gets extended for an RBI single in Devon Greenshields. It's 6-3. Chen taking another run in, and Matthew Young steps up into the plate. The Devils are ahead. It's 6-3.
Yeah, it's tough, when you have to throw to first knowing that there's a run going home. It's got to be tough for the defender to say, I just surrender the run and take the out. But unfortunately, they didn't even get the out.
Runner goes as well from first on a wild pitch, but Devon Greenshields happily running before the pitch was even thrown. Stolen base there. I think it was an interesting decision, actually, to make it a looping rather than a throw, because then it doesn't go out of bounds.
Yeah, fair enough, right? You don't want to just chuck it away.
You know, if you're not going to make it, if you've got a fast runner, you at least put the pressure on.
Yeah.
But you don't risk handing them another base. And there, Matthew Young doing a smart line drive out at centre field. It's plucked out of the air again.
Oh, doubled off.
And then the ball goes back into second base. Greenshields fails to tag up. There's your 3 outs there. Breakers incredibly happy with that. Smart, disciplined play out there in the fields. And yeah, that might be disappointing for the Diamond Devils, but they pulled out another run.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, a bit of a base running blunder there. You should always keep an eye on where those airborne balls are going before you take off for the base. But, like you say, still put another run up.
Actually 3 innings of 7. We'll be back at the top of the 4th.
Yeah. Over under. Over. Right. Roger. Gin Nishikawa. Yes, gin. It is gin o'clock. Him. No, just him. Go on. We done? Do you need charcoal?
Yeah, I could do it.
Yeah, you probably need it.
You really hit the ball nicely.
Fine. Cameron, you alright? We're okay there, Ruben. Yeah.
He's alright. I'll just take him.
I wanted to tweak that anyway.
Very loud click. Yeah. All right, coming down. Coming down. Hey, new one.
I flipped the ball, I slipped.
I know, absolutely nothing. Here we go, Devils! Let's go, new one! Go!
Welcome back. It's top of the fourth here as the Breakers are visiting the Devils. Breakers on 3 runs, Devils on 6. And we have the Breakers now just looking to get back into the game as well. Up now, we are in second in the order. It's Nguyen Ariadasa there. After a walk and a strike, we quite like a single at very least so we can get the full set.
Yeah, right? It's got to put one into play now.
I wish I could say that's the Scottish baseball cycle.
Yeah, we should come up with that. What is
A
it?
strike, a walk, and a single.
And a hit by pitch. You need 4, right?
That's a supper. You have your single, then you can go for the supper. Oh, it was high in the zone, but he's decided to chop for it anyway. It's high and fly ball. Ridzabowski runs in and can camp out underneath that in the center outfield. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah, that's the nice way to start an inning, eh? Just get that first pitch, 1 out.
And this is where it gets important because the Devils do not have a lot of depth in their pitchers.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
Heaney had to throw through all 7 innings last week.
Oof.
Eked out a win there as well.
Good on him.
Hurl comes in there. It's low in the zone, but comfortable. Strike 1.
Yeah, so then he really needs to keep his pitch count down and have some clean innings. None of the 7 batter stuff.
Just on the outside there, 1-1. Just grazing the outside. He's really enjoying the outside of that zone.
Yep. Yeah, he may have found his spot, eh?
And it is in a really awkward place for a batter as well. Just falling away, having to make the guess. In as well there. No need to guess this time. It's into the shortstop there and a single hopper. That gets thrown over to the first base. Greenshields catches it safely this time. There is your second out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pitches.
Yeah.
2 outs.
Nice defensive play there, ranging to his right to pull that out of the air and then pivot and get that to first base as quick as he did. It was a good defensive play.
Bouncing the ground takeover. You know what I'm trying to say there.
Yeah, no, with it, bounce, into the
Bounce, infield, shortstop,
Yeah.
first base,
Yeah.
boom.
That's a tough position to play, man. You've got to be quick on your feet.
If we were playing cricket, that would be a wide.
I just love the full extension Superman. That should be his baseball card.
Again, we got to consider that a lot of that will be pitcher's grip in the weather, trying to put a bit of spin
Absolutely,
on it. Just
yeah.
completely slips out of the hand.
Yeah,
and just goes
fingers are cold, ball's a bit wet.
wide out and to the left. 1-0. Oh, that's Fletcher making a wonderful contact with the ball. It's high, it's long, and it's gone. Let's turn the bases. We got ourselves a home run. And Fletcher just pushes that into the air and over the fence here, the Bobby Thompson Field. There's first base. There's the touch on second base. There's the catch your breath. There's the touch on third base. I'm going to slow up as a hit to home plate. Team there ready to welcome him down there. Takes himself back into the dugout, and the Breakers lift themselves up one more run. It's 6-4 to the Devils.
And he crushed that thing. He crushed that thing.
It just hung.
Yeah,
It just got up there and went.
carried.
I'm going to sit up here till I know I can get over. Oh, I'm over. Oh, I'll come down now.
Yeah, he pulled it hard to left field, too.
Ruben, in the truck. Press that button for the highlights reel. Might need that for the second camera. Not sure if we're always recording the second camera, though.
Yeah, that would be a great one on the second camera.
Tom Knox up to the plate there as well. Knox having a pretty productive single in the last appearance at bat, getting himself. Now, that is not 5 RBI.
Well, it Could have been.
It was lots.
It could have been.
I think it was a 2.
It was just sharing the credit, right?
Sharing the credit.
That's so Canadian. We're polite. We just like to share the credit.
You know you can't do 5 RBI no matter what, yeah?
Oh, through the
No,
hole.
punches that out to the shortstop. Goes right underneath the shortstop's outstretched arm. Zabowski manages to block that going any further, but it is a comfortable single there. Second single of the game there for Tom Knox. And here comes the double punch. After Knox, you get your Gardner. Well,
Yeah,
Gardner
with a
himself.
single and a walk.
Just looking to carry on that production as well. Gardner represents the tying run in this 6-4 ball game. Inning 4 of 7. I mean, we do have a mercy rule, but I don't think we've got anywhere close to this. This is going to be nip and tuck all the way through.
What is the mercy? 5?
It's 15.
15.
15 at 5 and 10 at 6, I think.
Okay.
We're not going to get there.
No. No, which is fun because it's a fun, close game.
Another just chopper there from Paul Gardner. It rolls out to third base.
Wisely let it roll foul.
Just before third. That was just that slow, thinking
Yeah.
about it, thinking about
That's
it. I'm
that
gonna go
sloped grass too, eh?
foul. Gonna go foul.
Yeah, he was wise not to pick that sucker up.
Tom Knox takes his time returning to first base. Paul Gardner, yeah, I think he managed to get himself well past first base on that run as well. Moment to catch his breath. Somewhere Jason Chen's going, ha, old man. Yeah, the problem with those with age is they know how to punch the ball really, really hard in
That's
the
right.
right place.
Yeah.
I think I know what I prefer on a team. Notice how I'm leaving that unsaid. You see, that's how you save. Pitch comes in there. High, Paul Gardner. Rightly leaving that one there as well. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs as well. We're 2 away. 2 away.
Yeah. First 2 batters too. They were on a roll. Now they gave up the home run. They've given up a single. So they really want to limit the damage here. Get back into that groove. Keep that pitch count down.
And he can serve himself well with a punch right here. Ball instead, low in the ground.
Mr. Gardner's waiting for that one pitch.
We're knocking though, so we're 3 and 2.
Now he's got to throw strikes now, doesn't he?
Strike doesn't come in. Gardner's a little chop. Haney runs over as the pitcher takes the ball off the ground onto the first base. There's a stumble on the ground. Greenshields drop the ball. Gardner carries on, does a slide into second. He's called safe there. Tom Knox just taking it easy on that pitch so he doesn't caught out. He's held himself up at third base there. Ground conditions playing heavily into that one there. Nice solid grass, some sun, some solid ground. You would have had the third out there. As it was,
yeah, it's a tough bounce.
Runners on second and third.
Yeah, it was a tough bounce for the first baseman to snag.
Go ahead run in the shape of David Farr. Takes himself up to the plates. But with 2 outs, he's going to have to be smart to get this through. Ball comes in high. Off Haney. That's another high pitch there as well. 2-0. Just have to feel the Breakers have just taken the wind out of the sails of the Devils in these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they were on a roll there, those first two at bats.
Finds his own there, 2-1.
Typical Breakers, though, isn't it? They're just so tenacious. They just don't give up. They're always in there, scrabbling away for the next little bit of advantage.
It's a ball inside, 3-1.
Advantageous count for the batter now. He can just hang back and really choose his pitches.
Right-handed batter as well, so the Devils taking positions just to compensate for that. It's fouled back into the low bleachers there behind us.
Up into the grandstands down below us, right?
But what about the Badger Parade? We're knocking the full count, 3-2.
So far as looking for a strike here.
And it's a swing.
Big
Animus.
strikeout.
That is not just a strikeout. That is a third out. And that, I think, is actually psychologically probably the most important punch out we've had of the game so far.
Yeah, they could have taken off there with the runners and two runners in scoring position, but they managed to limit the damage and get out of the inning. And credit to them.
Breakers putting the Devils on the ropes, threatening that Sonny Liston punch. Instead, they just came up with a Sonny Bono. Nope, not going to do that. I've had my one hit. I'm not going to have any more. Diamond Devils retain the lead at 6-4 here in Edinburgh and the Bobby Thompson Field. For Baseball Scotland, I'm Ewan Spence.
And I'm Crystal Wall.
It's 1 week I've given up 2 home runs. I never gave up a home run in 3 years of baseball.
Well, you got nationals. You gotta see something.
That's what happens when you get to the big leagues, you know. It got to the road. Like what the hell? It got like halfway to that little road over there. I've never seen the ball go that far. Dude. I've never even seen the pitching machine balls go that far. The rubber balls that fly, never even close. Ball's in, coming down.
Welcome back to Bobby Thompson Field. One of the things we have issues with is our broadcast kit is relatively untested. We are starting to run a little bit low on battery power. So for all of you who are watching live on twitch.tv, you're going to have to find alternate programming just now, as we are going to have to shut down the Twitch stream now to make sure we can get to the end of the game. Thanks very much for your time. We are working on solutions for this, so hopefully we'll have more the next time we go. But for now, to all our viewers at Twitch TV, you're going to see that pitch coming in low, and I think that's the last play you're going to see of the game. Thanks very much for myself, Ewan Spence.
And I'm Chris DeWall.
And baseballscotland.co.uk. Yeah, and we have a pitching change here for the Tayport Breakers. The Shillan Lai comes in for the pitching. It's a ball low and a ball high.
Looks like he's still getting a little bit of a feel for where his strike zone is.
And after he said goodbye to our readers on Twitch, we have another ball in there as well. So we are 3-0. Thank you for staying with us and watching us on YouTube. Very much appreciated, especially as now you're watching on YouTube, we found the login. We're going to get this right. We're getting there. These are early days for the media broadcasting team here at the Baseball Scotland National League. We will be bringing you as much baseball as we technically and physically can over this year of season. Swing and a miss there. We're in a pitcher v pitcher duel, by the way, because we've got Blaine Heaney at the plate here for the Diamond Devils. Shinlai is our new pitcher for the Breakers. Well, Chris, that fouled off back, but I'm wondering how close did that come to your head?
It felt awful close.
That felt very, very. I mean,
if I didn't have this headset on, I think I would have heard a whiz. Probably closer to our camera.
Yeah, we do have a spare. We do have a spare. We thought about that. We have spare batteries as well, and we're using them right now.
Yes, they are in play. Works himself a walk.
When you get your first batter on base, you're doing well. When you get the pitch count going up high, you're doing well. Yeah, sometimes you just want to punch a home run on the first one through. But you know where we're going with this one, everybody out there. You know exactly where we're going. Rule 1.
Get on base.
Gareth Alexander steps up to be the second batter for the Devils in the bottom of the 4th. Fouled off back and left. Nice bit of elevation on there. Heaney being kept fair. Tom knocks on first base. Runner goes. Heaney heads up. Fouled back by Alexander, though. You know your military. Heaney puts his right foot down, makes a T, makes an L, makes a V. It's an about turn. He heads back to first, and he'll do his best to steal once more. 0-2.
Yeah, tough count for the batter. He's got to be playing pretty defensively now.
2 balls fouled off. Holds the back there. Late decision to just let it go by.
Yeah,
it's the
almost.
right decision to let it go by. 1-2.
Almost got him to swing.
And there we are. It's good contact. It's out just past third base. It's comfortably in. Heaney takes himself up to second. Alexander takes himself up into first. 2 batters up for the Devils. 2 bases now occupied, first and second.
Alexander's having himself a day with a double and a single.
He's a DH. He can just sit and chill and just get himself ready. Don't burn off too much energy. Sammy Twain, our catcher, comes up now. He's the third batter for the Devils in this inning. Facing, of course, a new pitcher in Shilin Lai. Conditions have improved. We still have a wet ground. It's going to be wet for a good couple of days here. But the wind has just died down a bit. Conditions in the air are just a little bit better. It still hangs heavy, but there is no drizzle.
Yeah, I was able to put my glasses on. Now I can see what's going on.
Is that your excuse?
Now I'm going to do good.
Runner goes from second to third. Heaney there. I mean, it's really sneaky there. At the same time as Twain takes his step back, just unsighting far from his third base there.
Was it a foul?
But it's being called a foul.
Okay, foul tip.
Call a foul ball.
All right.
Blaine doing the TLV again to turn himself about and get back to second base. He's run, that means he's run what? 90, 180, 270, 360.
And he's the pitcher.
450, 540 feet just in this inning. Oh, he's trying to steal second. And pitcher snaps around and throw the ball to second base. And Blaine does his best to scramble back. And we're calling that safe after just one of those little Mexican standoffs going. You got your hand on the base, I'll get the ball. You got your hand on the base, I'll get the ball.
Looks like Short was trying to play the hidden ball trick there.
So that's 560 feet, 10 feet out, 10 feet back on that one. Lai throws the pitch down. It's a held pitch. We're waiting on that one. It was high and up.
I don't think they called it a swing.
No swing there, so we're taking the ball on that one. Twain's having an adventurous at bat here. Runner still on second and third. Blaine really wants his stolen third base. Blaine Heaney takes his stolen third base, puts everybody onto the corners as well.
And in true DH fashion, Alexander's making sure first base stays firmly in the ground.
Here we go, Sammy.
2-1.
Twain's having an action-packed at-bat, but he will be hoping to make it a little bit more productive than a second to third base steal. Ball comes down. It is a swing. It is a miss. It's a 2-2 count. Blaine taking a ridiculous lead at third base as well. And the catcher throws up to third base, and it rolls out of reach. It rolls out of bounds. Heaney takes himself a free base, and that free base is home brace. 7-4. The decision is that Gareth Alexander was at second, but hadn't advanced past the line as well. So he will be given third base on that that error throw from the catcher up to third base. Blaine, of course, Blaine Heaney taking a very long lead in third base.
Yeah, he baited that throw.
Tempting that sort of throw as well.
Yeah, that really played in their favor. Costly mistake.
It's an unearned run for Lai as the pitcher. He's got a 2-2 count. Twain is having an adventurous bat. Comes in and he hits it. It is high. That's close to a pop. It's into center field. It drops comfortably into the glove of Fletcher. And that is the first out for the Diamond Devils. It's a pop-up there. Alexander held at third base. All that said, I'm going to call that a successful at-bat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He worked the count.
Got runners moving all around.
He advanced the runners. They've got a run in on his at-bat.
Started
Saw
off
lots
with
of pitches.
Started off with Heaney and Alexander on second and first. It finishes with Alexander on third and Heaney with a run on the board. Sean Obi Brown is your batter now. Live throws in and low on that one as well for the ball. And Sean Obi Brown takes a good hit over the shortstop. Into the outfield, lands right between centre and left field. Just sort of sits there, nobody making the decision. Alexander comes in and takes his run. Shawnee Obi-Brown will take that as a single RBI. That is 8-4 to the Devils, and it's that psychological 4-run lead.
Yeah. They're at the point now where a closer wouldn't come in to save it.
Nope. That said, after the last game, you do get a feeling he might want to play at least one more inning.
Right.
And see if he can take that through. Top of the order for the Devils. Cameron Spencer is your batting lie. From the Tayport Breakers is your pitcher. Popping up a low into plate for a ball.
Real productive at bats.
Bottom of the zone, outside of the zone, wicked. 1-1.
Yeah, that's a good take. I mean, that's not the kind of pitch you would typically want to swing at.
This is where the Breakers' defense really needs to dig deep here. They've been on the ropes a lot of time last season and just found something.
Yeah.
And, you know, last week, not really clicking. This week, defense still really isn't clicking. Two and one on the count there. And it's an opposite to the Devils last year. The Devils last year was really a reforming year. The first half of their season was just, who are we as a team? And managed to find their footing at the end of the last season as well. Cameron Spencer just drops another ball nicely into that horrible zone between second base and center field there. Drops in nicely. He takes himself up onto a single as well. There you go. Shawnee Obi-Brown, no need to steal, no rule 2 in effect here. Just taking the base in the natural run of play. We have runners on first and second, and we have Ritzwowski coming in as well, who looking just to keep capitalizing this pressure, just wearing the Breakers down mentally.
Yeah.
Is what's going on here.
Yeah, and he's put the ball in play in his last at bat, so he's probably going to be looking to do that again. Just keep that pressure on, and that's one thing the Devils have done well this game. Every inning they're doing something. They're manufacturing something. They haven't had any innings where they haven't had any activity or any opportunities to do some damage, and they're continuing that this inning.
That was a high ball, what? And that's the pop-up that is going to just sneak into foul territory. Paul Gardner comes underneath it. It's into our foul tree, though.
That would have been an impressive catch through the tree. Bit of a
Probably
miracle.
the point where we would just go to the rules and just go, it went in the tree.
Interference.
Don't know. Yeah, I'll go to Ruben in the truck. Do we have an actual rule if it goes into the tree and then you catch it underneath?
Is there a tree rule?
There we are. But the tree is out of bounds.
Tree's out of bounds. There you go.
Even though some of it just slightly overhangs the field. And that's going to give us 1-1 on the count then. Oh, hard hit. It's a high hit. It's hanging into that space in center field. Who's camping underneath it? It's a fair catch. Confusion there as our side of the ball is actually blocked by our camera. Let's just take a recap. What we've got here. Was the catch good?
No.
No, the catch was dropped. So Ritzabowski, that's a single out there. Cameron Spencer, he's got himself up to second base there. Just holding back for the tag up as well.
So it's a miracle they didn't get thrown out on that play.
And we just need to did Sean get home there? We're just going to wait on the scoring decision on that one. I don't see why he wouldn't. I think I'm just going to send Chris. Chris, go and ask Sean. That might be the easiest way.
He must have. I don't think he got thrown out. The ball never made it to third base.
In which case we shall call that 9-4.
Here you go, Jason!
Runner goes from second over to third.
Yeah, good job, guys. Great running.
And we also have the steal up from first to second there as well. Scoring decision on that will likely be a wild pitch. Runners in second and third. Chan not sure about his approach to the pitch coming in, but that's a combined 180 feet for the Devils. Catcher repositions to take the ball in from Lai. Chan swings high. The ball was coming in low. The guess wasn't there.
Here you go, Jason!
Surprisingly few strikeouts today. Very little.
And that's an outside for ball.
Here we go, Jason! Great eyes!
Looking to punch in the RBIs and getting the score into double figures for the Devils. Strike comes down there though. Sitting back.
2-2.
It's 2-2. Runners in second and third. 2 outs.
That dropped fly really stole the momentum. It could have been an end of the inning there.
It's one of those moments that can sit heavily on a team, especially when they're already on the back foot as well. That's fouled off. Potentially on a high ball, but the swing went in, contact was made, and the foul was called. We stay knocking. 2-2. Pitch comes in, it's outside, it's a drop third strike. Catcher throws up to first base, and it goes through the hands of the first baseman. We've got one run in with Cameron Spencer. We've got Rid Zabowski on third base. The question now is, did Zabowski make third base before we don't have a ball out of play, it's foul only. So that takes us to potentially 10-4. Yeah, we still have to check Tron, so we'll say 10-4, but we're just keeping an eye on things. We have runners at the corners, first and third. And now we have Jamie Gray at the plate, carrying on what is turning out to be a devastating innings for the Breakers' chances in this game. It's another run sneaked through.
Yeah,
5 runs clear.
They say, right, run prevented is a run earned, and in that sense, Breakers have given up a lot of runs via their defense this inning.
Runner goes first to second, and we've got good contact there from far. It goes straight to the first baseman, though. That's a ground out G3 if you're playing along at home. The Devils take themselves off the field, but they take themselves off the field with a 5-run lead. That was a good half innings of baseball for Edinburgh. I'm Ewan Spence.
I'm Chris DeWall.
It's Baseball Scotland's coverage of the Edinburgh Diamond Devils as they welcome the Tayport Breakers.
coming down. Oh yeah.
Wait till you're my age. I'm like, no. Wait till you're my age.
Here we go, Devils! Well, that's how you build up all these yeah. Started when you were young. Good.
Welcome back to Baseball Scotland's Week 2 game here. We have checked with the official scorer. It was a force out at 3 on Sean Yobi-Brown. So our actual run score just now is 9-5 in favour of the Devils. And there we have a ball punched straight over to Sean Yobi-Brown at third base, over to first base. And there we go. A nice, simple, by the book, 5-3. Heaney is still on the mound. He's got his first out straight away again.
Yeah, let's see if they can keep this momentum going now this time. They got the first 2 batters out last inning, and then things got a little bit away on them. So see if they can keep it tight. Neither team has had a very clean inning.
We are top of the 5th inning, and we play 7 here in Baseball Scotland AAA. Heaney throws out behind Jake Nabarka by rather a lot, it has to be said.
When you have to dive over the plate.
Wide.
Slightly wide.
Slightly wide, yes. Next pitch comes square over the plate, though, for a strike. 1-1. Decision made between Heaney, the catcher, and Twine. Heat comes down there. Just out of focus there. For a ball. 2-1.
Hey, Jackie, go. That's my move, man. Let's go, Devils. Yeah, let's go. One down.
Heaney brings the heat in. It's going to go foul. Jake Burke picks up that and puts a nice bit of clip on the ball, but just to the outside of the first base. If you break it down, this is what breakers need to do. Breakers just need to keep pulling the pitches out.
Yeah.
Once you keep pulling those pitches out, get on base, get on base, get on base. Don't look at that score. DeBarca avoiding a hit by pitch there, doing his best version of the Macarena.
I don't know how he didn't get hit by that.
I mean, he did the Macarena last time he was hit by a pitch that just caught the tail end of his thigh.
He's having quite the day.
Yeah, yes, that's that could have made him 3 for 3 on HBPs. But he's just going to let that one go nicely. But the eye is good. That's a walk. Jake DeBarca finally gets himself on base in the 5th inning. He's available if you need a partner for the waltz and the cha-cha-cha. He's not quite as sure-footed on the American Smooth. I could have done a GJ thing about Smooth there.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I could have. I didn't. Heaney goes in a wild pitch and it goes low out of the zone and bounces over the plate itself. Now this is the problem when you don't have your depth in pitching. Heaney now has punched in quickly in that first, but he's just starting. It's just looking a little bit sloppier.
Yeah, and
just
you
a
know,
little bit of that concentration in the zone is just starting to slip away. There's another ball there.
3 of his 4 last at bats have all been full counts too, so they're really making him pitch. And that's just, you know, providing opportunities for him to make that one mistake that they can put the ball into play with.
He's facing the top of the order as well with Ryan Mandala. Jake Tabarka still firmly in the waltz mode and keeping himself on first base. Count is 1-1. And then scoot back into the foul fence. There, 1-2. If you're going to dance from first base and second base stolen, which dance would you use?
Well, as I'm a oversized, gangly human being, I probably wouldn't do much dancing, probably more fumbling or tripping.
Ruben in the truck has suggested he would do the moonwalk. I will watch out for that the next time you play single A, Ruben. I don't think you'd make it in time. And if you're wondering what I would do, trust me, I wouldn't get on first base at all. So the point is moot. But it would be a nice dashing white sergeant if you're doing that. Lobbed up and popped up high there into the outfield. We'll get that down as an F8 for those of you keeping track at home as Ridzikowski just camps out underneath that ball, waits a couple of days, and it falls into the glove.
So we got 2 outs with a runner on first. This will be the critical at bat here. Can they put him away, or do they let things start to pile up?
Heaney's 121st pitch is a low and outside ball.
That's tough.
Oof is probably the best word, yes.
Yep.
Let's go with that.
That's a lot of pitches.
Strike there for 1-1. And that's the ball there. The action is just getting a little bit looser off Heaney with this here. It's a little bit more lateral movement coming in from the arm. And there we are. He just leaves that hanging over the plate. It's hit hard out into the left field. It does reach an outstretched glove of Shen, but it's not enough to keep that out. So it hits the ground. Shen leans down, picks it up, throws it over to third base though, and Jake Tabarka just doesn't have enough speed on him to outdo the tag. A promising fly ball out into left field actually ends up being the third out on the base running paths there for the Tayport Breakers. Starting to make their way back, but not actually getting anybody over the home plate. The score stays at 9 runs to the Devils, who are going to be up for the bottom of the 5th, and 4 runs to the Breakers, who are going to need to bring the defense out and pick themselves up after what had to be an exciting, if you were a neutral party, last time out in the field.
Set up the game to 5 innings. Didn't tell me game over.
You've undone one set, yeah?
Ball's in, coming down.
You go, Devon!
Right.
Bottom of the fifth in what's turning out to be a bit of a marathon game here at Baseball Scotland. Devon Greenshields for the Diamond Devils is taking those first pitches from the Breakers pitcher Shinlin Lai. And there's one that comes in high.
Here you go, Dev!
I missed that first pitch. Oh, yeah. Thanks, boss.
It's a scorecard. I'm confident on scorecards.
It's no wonder you keep me around.
You know, sometimes I've just got to go and just wet the whistle. Sorry, sometimes we just have to let the silent majesty of baseball take over. Now the pitch comes in. Greenshields chops that, bounces in front of the pitcher's plate. Picked up by the shortstop, Marion DeSantis. Thrown over to first base. It's overthrown at first base as well. Has a reach on error to first base and another 90 feet up to second base with the ball out of play. Nevertheless, however he got there,
He got there.
Greenshields up on second base.
Just goes to show the importance of a good first base defense. Giving up a great deal of bases today with that overthrow at first.
That's first appearance at the plate for Jin Kishikawa, who's replacing Matthew Young in the batting order and also in the outfield as well.
Got only 2 balls. There should be another one.
So the first, the guy was on the red team was.
It's Jin's first game of the season here in Edinburgh, not travelling through to Glasgow last weekend for the Diamond Devils' first game and first win of the season.
Umpires on the hunt for some balls here.
Going into this game, the Devils were 1-0 on the year, and the Breakers were 0-1.
Yeah, and the Breakers ended the last season on quite the high, didn't they?
They did, yeah. They were basically win or go home for the last 5 games of the league. And then, of course, the semi-final and the final as well. So they just spent the entirety of pretty much July and August under the pressure of having to win. They would be hoping to walk away from here 1-1. But at the moment, the Diamond Devils are looking to make themselves 2-0. Jin letting a strike and a ball go past him there in his first appearance.
Here we go, Jen!
Aggressive stand. The bat is high. A quick disengagement with the plate just to keep Devon Greenshields on to stop at second base. Rule 3 is optional.
Not a lot of coverage on him back there.
I mean, you say that, but Marina Sanders, he's sitting there at second base, is sharp in these sort of situations.
Yeah. Good defender,
the
eh?
speed is there if needed. She's covering second base, obviously moved over as the shortstop, deciding where to make the best use there, and it is just keeping everything going. See, look, just behind Greenshields, just in his line of vision. Dropped third strike there, even though Jin just goes for a golf swing there. Catcher decides the better of it. I'm not going to go for the throw. Jin's first appearance of the season for the Devils gets himself up on first base. And Greenshields, thanks to it being a chopper, took off sharp as well and brought himself up in the third as well.
Strong start to the inning for the Devils.
Heaney comes in, pitcher on pitcher once more. You got to think, 120 odd pitches on that arm.
You have a black one.
It's not going to have any distance on it, but you still want to get that into play.
Yeah.
Clickety, 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 click.
The sweater's off. He's getting serious.
I know it's in a Celine Dion song, but I can't get the rest of it.
One of our national treasures.
What, you're Swiss? That's a Eurovision joke there, folks, in case you have no idea where I'm crossing over the wires. We did have a Rule 2 action there, though. Din's got himself up from first to second.
Doing what he's got to do, and we've got 2 runners in scoring position with no outs.
Devils 5 runs ahead, psychologically in a good place. Can put the Breakers further onto the ropes in this inning. Hefty misplaced swing there from Heaney.
1-1. Jin can take a big lead at second.
There's a smash there. It's going over to shortstop, but it's in the middle. Picked up by third baseman, goes over to first base. It's a drop ball at first base, so Heaney gets himself on to first base. Greenshields quite happily throws us the victory sign there. It's a little bit early for that, but he crushes the home plate, and it is 1 run closer. Now we have our 10-5 score.
Now we're there.
10-5, 10-4. 5, yeah, we're all over. It's 10-4.
10-4.
Good buddy.
10-4. Roger, Roger. Breaker, breaker.
Little look round the pitch. We got Jin, who's made himself over to third base. We got Heaney, who got himself on the first base on what will likely be a fielder's choice on that one, as the Breakers look to prevent the run coming in, unsuccessfully looking to do that. Greenshields putting himself on the board once more. Gareth Alexander sitting there as the pitcher. It's a big high pop into center field. It's plucked out of the air by Fletcher, who makes the run and a long throw back to home. It's in time, but the catcher's out of position. Farr fails to put the tag on Jin. Jin storms through the home plate as well. There you go. You're up to 11 runs there. 2 hits. 2 crucial moments for the Diamond Devils. A productive out there with an RBI for Gareth Alexander, and the lead is just putting there. You can feel the Devils have got their forked tails up in the air now.
Yeah, and again, that first base defense comes back to haunt them because Jin struck out, and here he is scoring a run.
A gentle looping throw from the pitcher's mound over to first base. I think that's less about keeping Heaney honest than just giving a bit of confidence. And this is what the ball feels like to Tom Knox. Was that too much? Was that too much?
Yeah, this is what it feels like to catch a ball. That's a bit cold.
Okay, yeah, that is cold. Cold it was. But I'd call out Greenshields just the same as well. He's had just as much adventure out in first base as well.
Yeah, it is. It's gone both ways. It's not lopsided by any means.
I think you can tell the difference there. Like another throw over to first base, but like put the heat on that throw.
Yeah.
That was it. I want to get you out. Didn't happen. We still have a runner on first in Blaine Heaney. Jason Chan sitting there now, looking to take those pitches, just looking to push that lead again, looking to get that advantage. Runner goes from first. Rule 2 in action. It's a strike, and Jason Chan. It's his second base collected for Blaine Heaney.
Yet another man in scoring position.
Here we go, Sammy.
This is what the Breakers did last year. Grind and get a run and grind and get a run and grind and get a run. And they're on the other side of it now.
Yeah.
The bench is quiet. I think that is the worst thing that you can have. You just have all the air sucked out of the team.
Yeah. Yeah, feeling pretty flat.
Little glance around from Lai, keeping Heaney honest. He's just taking a lot of risks again.
Here we go, Sammy.
I really don't think still this is a game to be taking risks on.
Yeah, as the pitcher of record, you maybe want to be conserving some energy. Oof. Off the catcher's mask. Those catchers take a beating sometimes.
Two and two count for Jason Chan. Oh, the Diamond Devils.
Heaney with a big lead there. Just putting the pressure on the pitcher, right? Just forcing him to pay attention.
That said, twice Heaney has been close.
Yes,
to
he
just
has.
getting thrown out, but inches and the rub of the play.
Oh, Sammy.
Looking to take that high ball, but it's not happening.
Good.
Well, we'll just throw it back to Heaney just to try and keep him honest, and we'll try a hidden ball trick on him there as well by the looks of it.
Good coverage on the center fielder to be there to pick that up.
To be fair, if anybody's going to fall for the hidden ball trick out of the Devils today, it's probably going to be Heaney. Sean Yobi-Brown walks up to the plate now as well. Bottom of the batting order.
Two outs.
Diamond Devils.
Thrown out at third.
Single and whatever your SF means.
Sack fly.
Sack fly. So productive innings for the last three. Here comes the fourth. Runner goes from second through third. That's a genuine steal. Acceleration goes on, and Heaney comfortably takes third.
Is that a balk? Would that have been a balk? I guess it doesn't matter because he stole the base, but
Yeah, because then I have to ask you to explain the bulk rule. So, do you want to go with the stolen base or do you want to go with the bulk, Chris?
well, you don't see balks very often, do you?
Pop up out to the right outfield, but foul.
Yeah.
Wild pitch outside and low.
Heaney was halfway down the baseline there.
Yeah, Heaney runs his 90 feet, but it's 45 out.
And 45.
TLV about turn, back go the other 45 feet.
Yeah. He's just drawn all sorts of attention out there.
His eagerness would be his undoing one day,
Yeah.
but maybe not today. Ball low and outside again.
Well, it's that psychological bit, right? Just constantly putting pressure. The Devils, they're way up in the score, but they're just pestering. They're just in their faces all the time. Look at them.
Pitch comes down from Lai as well. It's low and outside. Heaney taking the lead again. Just sneaking it back to base. Field umpire says safe. There's an appeal back to home plate, but nope.
He's pushing his luck, I tell you.
I mean, part of me wishes he's been out because like 5 seconds before we said his eagerness was going to be undoing. It would have been a brilliant commentary
Would
call.
have made us look smart. wouldn't it?
Yeah, we would have been cool. It's another ball there. It's high and outside as well. Sean Yobi-Brown takes the walk up to first base. Heaney, for all the distance he's run in that last at bat, he's still on third base.
He's probably circled the bases twice in total.
Runners at the corners. Back to the top of the Diamond Devils batting order. Cameron Spencer. Single and a run coming in that last productive inning. Heaney goes for another 20-foot lead as well and has to sprint back again. That said, all eyes were on him, where Sean Yobi Brown took the steal up from first to second. I don't know. Maybe that lead was quite useful after all.
Yeah, the distraction served. Now they got 2 runners in scoring position again. 2 out, 2 on.
Height was good. Laterals was out. On the outside again. Lai is just struggling to pull these over the plate. Ball comes in. It's chopped hard into the foul fence. And the backstop. A lot of pace. A lot of energy in there. Ends up going foul. Both catcher and pitcher just working the dirt there just to try and get a good solid purchase on the ground here. The rain may have stopped drizzling down, but the ground is still rough. But we have a good line drive out into right field, and there's a lot of distance between everything there. Heaney, after his 7-mile jaunt round the bases with his attempts to take a lead, does finally get off the home plate and gets the run. That is what counts in this game. You get the run. Cameron Spencer, he gets himself a single RBI. Sean Yobi Brown takes himself over to third base. We're ending up with runners on the corners. We are a score of 12 to the Devils and 4 to the Breakers. Rydzybowski is up there now, and this is just turning into one of those very long, drawn-out routes.
Yeah, this is the 7th batter for the inning.
Roll 2. Cameron Spencer heads up to second base. Balances on it nicely as DeSantis in the shortstop is like going, I've got the ball, I've got the ball. No, I've not, no, I've not.
Yeah, and we're back in the same position. 2 outs, 2 runners on, both in scoring position. The Devils just constantly applying threat.
We are just going to just check the rule book actually, because there's a point where it's 15 and there's a point where it's 10 for the mercy rule to kick in. So Ruben in the truck is going to just look through the folders and just find out what that is, because we are going to be heading into the bottom of the 5th here.
Yeah, this is bottom of the 5th, so we'll be in top of the 6th.
Into the grounder out to second baseman for Rydzybowski, over to first. Tom Knox remembers how to tag somebody out at first base there. And that's the Devils taken off the field. We don't have to worry about looking up the mercy rule now. That's fine.
That's good.
We jinxed that one there. Thanks, Ruben. What we say has absolutely nothing to do with the game. We don't jinx it or anything. That's not how things work. But nevertheless, what it does work is we're in a half inning here as we go from the bottom of the 5th up to the top of the 6th. It's 12-4 to the Edinburgh Diamond Devils. Tayport Breakers down by 8. And they've got 2 innings left to catch up and do their best to overhaul. Here, Baseball Scotland in Edinburgh.
Take your time.
Someone try this, please. I didn't say someone blow in bucket.
Dry as it gets these days.
So did you go past the second? You've actually doing
Guys, let's not lose concentration here. We need to finish out this game. Coming down! Here we go, Blaine! Let's go, Devils! Let's do this! Make a pitch kitty now, make it work. Anything you like, go get it. Well done, King. Sorry.
Is there anything we can do to rationalise the power? And there's a fly out there on the first pitch. There's Devin Greenshield's first baseman camping out underneath that as we are in the top of the 6th innings. And let's just check. Have I just lost left and right here? What have we done here?
All right, just a solo home run.
Check, check, check.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check.
Yeah, apparently I've managed to kick this into stereo mode. I have no idea how we've now got stereo microphones. Yay! Strike comes in there from Heaney, who's going to have to do his best to try and keep this pitch count down as low as possible.
Yeah, they need a nice clean inning here.
That's a walk there as Fletcher gets himself onto first base. These walks are going to be ever more dangerous.
Yeah, and no fault on Heaney there, accidentally beaning him. I mean, his arm must be knackered.
Here we go, double play!
Tom Knox brings himself up to the plate now. Fletcher sitting at first. We'll be considering a rule 2. They're 8 runs back. And that's a wild pitch there as Fletcher heads up to second base. Tag not applied in time.
Good
Into
coverage
storing
there by the
position.
shortstop. That could have been trouble.
Here we go, Blaine! Here we go, Blaine! Beautiful step, Blaine. Here we go.
Knox has had a productive day. 2 hits and 3 at-bats.
Swing and a miss and a high ball there, though.
Go, Tommy!
Watch out for low flying foul balls.
Pitch is far outside for ball 2. Knox is patiently looking for a pitch to hit. Sharp hit to third. Throws to first, gets the out. Runner advances to third. 2 outs for the Devils.
With some mutterings going on here because we're also watching the battery power here as well. It may be very soon we switch to audio only.
Well, that's the part that counts anyway, right?
Yeah, but does that mean you, Red Barber, or me?
I'll let you make the call. You're the boss.
Ah, I'll be Red Barber then. I'm not going to be Red Barber. And that's so high up there. Heaney throws in, curving in, and taking this strike there with a, I'm not sure if it's an intentional cutter or not. The arm is getting very, very tired out there. Just now it's getting on target. That's a ball on the outside there as well. Now the ball comes in there as well. It's that double punch again. We've got Tom Knox on third. We've got Paul Gardner on the plate.
You can see Heaney's arm slot is dropping, and the ball's not cutting in as much as it was.
Hull comes in. It's a high ball.
A lot of outside balls.
For all of it being a team sport, a lot of this game now just rests on how much mind over body control does Heaney have.
Yeah.
This deep.
Yeah.
How many reserves does he have? Gardner draws the walk off and puts the runners on the corners. It is 2 outs. Heaney is going to be looking to his defense just to find out that out. Get himself onto the sidelines and just have a bit of respite for his arm.
Farr's had himself a good day with a walk, a double, but he struck out swinging in his last at bat. He'll be looking to make good on that.
And again, Farr, like many of the pitchers in the last few innings, just working to try and find footing and some grip around the plate there. Another ball comes in from Blaine. Pitch count rises. Another ball on the inside there as well. Just looking to get himself out. Chance for the regroup. We don't have a radar gun here, we just have our eyes, but that's probably his slowest fastball he's had all inning.
Yeah, he's gassed, eh? He's feeling it.
And there's a hit just left hanging. It's teasing to go foul ball. It has decided to go foul ball by inches on the foul line and by maybe 15 feet from the fence.
Yeah, that's a lucky foul ball because that landed fair.
That fair there, it's your easy 2 RBI, potentially 3 as well.
Yeah.
We would take you up from 12-4, which is where we have now, into something that could be a lot more dangerous.
I'm surprised Gardner's not putting some pressure on and trying to get that steal with how gassed Heaney is.
Heaney taking the throw in as well. Very high, very wide there as well. This is starting to get hard to watch. We are in an amateur league. There isn't necessarily the depth that you would expect.
Right.
And there's also he's going, I want this game. I don't want to. I'm the pitcher.
That's right.
Everybody else would be a sort of just in case. We want to go 2-0. But that walk is there now. The bases are loaded up. And we have Scott Black. Do we have Scott Black or do we have a batter change? We have a batter change in the DH slot that I can see.
No, it's black.
You're black there, okay.
It is black.
Blaine's still looking for that third out to close out the inning before the inning closes out his arm. Wide to the right. But the baseball brain is still switched on. And we're just getting reports coming in from Glasgow. We thought we were doing well. The Cannons are in a 10-4 lead. And over, are they playing the Comets or the Galaxy? So the Cannons are at 10-4, but they're only in the 4th inning.
Oof.
And they had the same first pitch time as us.
Oof. That's a long game. Long, long game. Yeah, Heaney wanted that one. That strike zone must feel awful small right now.
Have a double check in the count there from the umpire. We are at 3-1. Fouled off to the back. Heaney gets a full count. Yes, there is pressure here in the game, but it's also now coupled with physical pressure.
Mm.
Can Heaney dig in and find the strike?
Yeah, he's got the full count.
Is it going to be a walk that literally brings a run in? It is going to be a walk there. It is the postage stamp corner on a penalty kick for a walk. Fletcher brings himself home. The Breakers put themselves to 12-5. Now only 7 runs behind. And here's the interesting thing. The Breakers still haven't really lit up on the benches. They've got a wounded pitcher.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this inning, hit by pitch and 3 walks.
Hurl comes in. And that's fouled off from Jake DeBurka.
Hey, 2 down now. We're running on anything. Let's go.
With the bases loaded. Swing and a miss there.
Heaney's close now. You can get out of this.
DeBurka thinking that he'd have a slower ball than he did. It goes through as a ball on the inside. DeBurka deciding on one more dance. Going for a bit of a tango there as the ball passes right through between the bat and the chest. It's 2-1. It's 2-2. Heaney looking and hoping that would have been enough to get that arm into some ice at the sidelines.
DeBurka's showing some patience here, looking for those balls after taking a few early hacks.
Just needs one slow and low over the plate. It's not that, that's fast and high, well above the plate.
Another full count.
Go to a full count after a 2-0.
Whoops. So a bit of confusion there on the Devils' part. They threw to first when all the runners were advancing and kind of froze, weren't quite sure what to do. And in so doing allowed a run to score and the runners to advance.
So what we have now is runners on second and third. We have another run home. And that gives us 12
to 6. With lots of walks and lots of stolen bases. Heaney leads in. Foul ball up behind us in the grandstand. DeBurka's staying alive, just fouling off pitches, waiting for that one that he knows he can hit. And just waiting for the chance that Heaney throws that ball and gives him a free base.
We are about to lose the laptop, so we are now switching to, we have to stand very close to the phone.
Do we now? Let me move this bag.
As we run through that there, we will be having that there.
So Heaney issues the walk. The Birkin takes a free base.
Take your iPhone, put it on sound record. We're just working out our technical backup here.
So that's 4 consecutive walks.
sound
for
recorder.
Heaney. That's tough. He's going to be feeling a little frustrated.
And bring it and put it here.
Boy, get yours, get yours. Make it work. Here we go. Hey now.
We're now top of the order.
And for those of you joining us on YouTube, you may have noticed a slight difference in what's going on now. We did promise that this was going to be a test of many of the things that we do at Baseball Scotland. One of those tests is, of course, how much battery power we take transmitting with the network and everything. And right now, it has blasted out the battery in our tech computer. So we are now on a mobile phone backup and an alternate sound source. I think I just lost it. So we're just going to keep the commentary going here because we're on a manual recorder down there.
Heaney's got himself 2 strikes here. Looking to get out of this inning, but Mandela's showing great plate discipline.
Let's do it, Ryan. Let's do it, baby. Go, Lane, you got this. Watch the peck. Watch the peck. Go. That a boy.
Some choice language there. Runners first, second and third. Well, we still have runners on first, second and third after that walk, but we have another run coming through there as well. As David Furr brings himself into the home. The Breakers bring in another run. And with that, Heaney's pulling himself out of the game. Sylvain Morisseau is going to be a replacement pitcher, team manager who has been carrying some injuries at some time. But with Heaney's arm putting out for, must be closing in on 150 pitches, then there really is no option after that. With the scores now sitting at, catching up there,
12-7.
12-7 coming through there. So Morisseau just doing the warm-up here.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Heaney. That was a long outing, and he gave it his all. But, you know, as one can understand, he started to lose his strike zone there at the end. And, you know, 5 consecutive walks with a hit by pitch. It's just a tough way to end your game, end your day.
And there are moments in there where it's just like the amount of 2 strikes that were just sat on, the amount of walks that were generated from a 2-0, from a 0-2 count.
Yeah. A lot of full counts.
All of that to be said, though, Blaine is putting in a sterling performance to bring that. He's kept that run count as low as possible. And if some of the Diamond Devils weren't on holiday, or there was a bit more depth, he would not have been forced deep into the 6th inning on that one. So Sylvain Morisseau is going to be taking to the mound. He's protecting a 5-run lead at the top of the 6th. We are going to get into, well, we are going to have what was once looking like the Devils walking themselves out into a lead and holding on to it is now going to come back to the Breakers, remembering what they did in that run of win or go home games at the end of last season. Now just sitting back and going one at a time, one at a time, one at a time.
Yeah, this has been a big inning for the Breakers. This is the 9th batter that they've seen this inning. So they've, you know, they had 2 outs early, but they just hung in there and just walk after walk, stole some bases, manufactured some runs. And now they're in a position to come storming back. So it'll be up to the Devils to just, as you say, stay cool, stay calm. Just focus one pitch at a time, one play at a time, and get out of the inning without giving up any more damage.
Ariasala takes himself up to the plate now. A walk and a run and a double already on his chart for this. The bases are loaded. It's 12-7, the Devils in the lead, but the Breakers looking to get that back. One good swing here. We talked about the times for not being heroes. This is the time that you can decide that you are going to be the hero of the hour. The home run here would put you within 1 run of that. 1-1 on the count.
Yeah, a lot of pressure here. Williams just playing it cool. Oh, weak swing.
Ball was on the outside. The swing was made. 1-2. There are 2 outs, remember, here. Warriston can just punch this out. Not like that, though. 2-2. Literally the same pitch as the last time. But Armstrong just remembering, sometimes just let them go through.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure when you're the last, when there's 2 outs.
And it's a little ground kick rolling out to shortstop, picked up by the shortstop, gets the tag on before the run goes over the plate. That's your 3rd out. 3rd out's made. Morrisone, not sure on the game positioning, running back to cover home plate, switched on baseball brain. It's 2 outs, so the tag has been applied. The Devils take themselves out of that inning, and they will be glad they're out of that inning and just held it to 3 runs. It's 12-7. The Breakers put 3 more on the board in the catching up. The Devils have got a chance just to solidify that 5-run lead coming up. We are on the backup to the backup of the comms, but we are going to keep punching through, aren't we, Chris?
That's right. We're not giving up. We're going to see this through to the end, even if it is sometime tomorrow.
And if we were at the Cannons game through in Glasgow, we'd barely be passing the halfway mark now. And I'm wondering if we have a backup to the backup to the backup.
To the backup.
We do. We do, actually.
We do?
We do, yeah.
Well, that's what. Okay.
Headlights.
Yeah, correct.
Our headlights, yeah.
We'll be back shortly.
Phone it into an answering machine.
You're going to have a bit of an assembly here.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, are you? You just
No,
going
I'll
to have
just,
to...
I'll just add it to the end of the timeline.
That's what I'm saying. You just need to splice this one in.
And
We
then
don't
stick a caption over.
Yeah.
We can maybe go blank and just do a bug over the top of it as well. Sorry. Do a bug over the top of it. Or just throw that video on.
I would just throw the video on because we're not...
Just keep
We're at the point where we can quite happily say, look, we're still...
just keep updating the score verbally and
Yeah.
don't need to worry about the bug.
Yeah. We just need to get
Is this 7?
No, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Is there a player? The guy, everyone. No. Yeah, you pick up. I don't yeah, he was like, everyone's so confused. Because we usually did
It's like the deer have been sleeping here or something.
We're going to have to keep moving the table at this rate. Welcome back to Baseball Scotland's game here at Bobby Thompson Field, where you will have noticed a slight difference in video and audio quality. We're testing out our audio equipment, and we've basically run out of battery power on various bits of the things. We know what we need to fix for the next game. That's what you do in any sport or in any endeavour. So we are 12 runs to the home team, the Edinburgh Diamond Devils. We are 7 runs to the Tayport Breakers. The Breakers are pitching at the moment. The Devils are looking just to get something more onto that 5 runs, because they're running on a backup pitcher in Sylvain Morisseau after Blaine Heaney throwing through well over 120 pitches here, and also throwing close to 200 pitches midweek in the University Baseball Nationals as well.
That's brutal. He's going to need some time off before he hits the mound again. I tell you, I mean, in the majors, they won't let guys throw 100 pitches anymore. But the Devils are going to want to put up as many runs as they can, because they're going to want to put some space again between themselves and the Breakers. But off to a tough start here at this bat with an 0-2 count.
Jason Chen goes out in 3 punches, not 2 and 3. There's 1 out away. Breakers are going to be looking to get a fast out here and just get themselves back onto the field at the top of the 7th. 5 runs, knowing what they have to do.
Yeah, he knew he took the wrong pitch there. As soon as that ball came across the plate, you could just hear him groan, and a bit of regret there. But, you know, now it's Gray's chance to get in there and do some damage. He's had a, reasonably good game. He put up a double. He's made contact in all his other at-bats, so might be primed here to get something going. Ball's wide outside.
We have a coach on first. I'm going. Okay.
Brian in right field, and then center was
Route 1 there on that fastball. Bring it down 1-1.
Yeah,
Nope.
Yeah, 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1.
Might be a pitch he'd like to have back.
And that's low, bounce into the shortstop, and it is Harris throws over from 6 in the first. The tag is placed, let alone the bag onto the first there. There's the second out there. It's a full speed Jamie Farr gets tagged out by Tom Knox there. 2 outs made. Breakers looking to get themselves back into the batting as quickly as possible. Diamond Greenshields walking up to the plate now for the Diamond Devils. Just looking to keep the inning alive and find a positive result.
Yeah, good defensive play by the first baseman there. The throw pulled him off the bag, but he managed to apply the tag.
Swing and a miss there. Would have been a ball. Greenshields just a little bit eager on that one. Ball comes in high, 2-1.
Greenshields has had himself a good game today. 2 singles, a walk, and a strikeout. So he's looking to continue that streak here in their final out in the bottom of the 6th.
Strike comes in there.
Here we go, Devons.
2-2. With 2 outs, Lai can put this away and keep that to a 5-run deficit to make up. Greenshields again looking to punch hard, just pulling it a little bit further out, fouling off the infield third baseline.
Yeah, he's a big guy, too. If he can put barrel to ball, he could do some damage. But he's in a bit of a jam now with 2-2 count.
Goes for the hero swing as well. Doesn't take that. That's a strikeout. That's a third out.
It's our first 1-2-3 inning of the day. That's a big break for the Breakers. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha.
I see what you did there. So there we are. We're 6 innings down in a 7 innings game. It's 12-5 to the Diamond Devils. So now the equation is very, very simple as we get ready to head into the top of the 7th. We are running off our backup of a backup, which means you don't have the scoring bug anymore. So we will do our best to keep you right. But it's very simple here. The Breakers need 5 runs to tie, 6 runs to go ahead. The Diamond Devils need to let no more than 4 runs cross that plate.
That's right, 3 outs.
If the Devils hold those to 4 runs or less, then they're going to go 2-0 on this season. And after last season's slow start, that would be a great way for them to open up their campaign. That said, Tayport last year, scrappy opening to the season, which forced them into a huge run of win-or-go-home victories at the end of last year's league campaign. They do not want to fall too far behind. They're 1 game down in the season already at 0-1. They do not want to go down 0-2. They will be looking to get 6 or 7 and just take a little bit of a lead into the innings. All of that complicated by the backup pitcher. Sylvain Morisseau is on the mound for the Devils. The Breakers will be hoping that he's rusty, that he's not had time to get ready, that he's not been doing much in the off-season, and they can get a bead on those pitches as soon as possible. On the other hand, Morisseau be quite happy to punch in some fast outs.
Yeah, and based on how the game's gone, it's surprising that it's come down to the situation that it is. I mean, 5 runs sounds like a lot, but given the circumstances and given that it's the Breakers, it's entirely possible that they could manufacture those runs. So it'll be interesting to see how things play out here at the very end of the game.
Shinyin Lai, the pitcher, is going to be first up as the batter as well. And before that, it's going to be, after that, it's the heart of the order with Fletcher, Knox and Gardner, who've done so much damage already. It really feels weird calling it damage. Look how much the game has swung from the point where it was 12-4.
Yeah.
And it was just, whereas now we've got closer and closer and closer. And we're now sitting at 12-7.
12-7, that's right. We're within 5. But a nice clean strike to open the inning.
8 more of those.
Yeah, that's it, eh? 8 more of them, and they can go home.
Just as long as you don't have 27 walks in between them all.
That's right. Yeah. No,
27 walks. I think 27 balls, but 27 walks would be painful.
Yeah, that would be.
That's not happening.
Quite the catastrophe. But there's a second strike, so 1 and 2, off to a good start.
And that's a hard hit into center field. Zabowski's has camped underneath it. Doesn't need to move at all from his fielding position. The arm goes up, the ball goes in, the arms comes down, and that's 2 outs.
Yeah, he was positioned perfectly way out there in center field. Well hit ball, too. Put the ball into play a lot today, but just, the defenders were in the right place at the right time. Apparently they know what they're doing.
We're in the heart of the order that's done so much damage. Avon Fletcher's already had 2 runs on the board. He is at the plate now, looking to build on his hit by pitch and singles in the previous appearances.
Yeah, and he hit that long home run there in the 4th inning, the only run the Breakers scored there, and it was a beauty of a hit. So he can do damage given the right pitch.
And that one comes in high. I'm also just checking with the umpire that his reading of that placement was correct.
Yeah, you know he wants to hit another long bomb.
He wants to give the team the confidence. He wants to be his part in what's going to be one of the games that could make it. Fletcher does a swing and a miss on a ball that was hitting the ground maybe 10 feet in front of home plate itself. 2-1.
Yeah, so
See, we can move now. We don't need to be next to the mic cables. Yeah.
we're not anchored to the floor. Yeah.
Nothing for hitting the catcher.
Yeah. Well, tough count, eh? 2-2 now, I believe, and so he's got to be defensive. He's got to be on the lookout for that strike. He can't take anything. He's got to either foul off or put the ball in play. 3-1, apparently. All right. Takes the walk.
Takes the walk there. Fletcher brings himself up onto base. Tom Knox coming up to the mound now. Again, part of that middle of the order that has done a fair amount of damage with 2 singles coming through as well, but also drawing really long counts from Heaney in his previous plate appearances.
Yeah, he's got a good eye out there, and he will put the ball into play. It's not often that he'll strike out, so he's one you got to be careful of, and he'll be looking to do his part, advance the runner, just again load up the traffic on the base, and just keep the team rolling.
Considerations being made to the steal as well, but what the Breakers have to remember is no cheap outs.
Yeah, they're not in a position to throw away outs. They've only got 2 left. So, yeah, you want to advance your runners. You want to get those bases. But, there's no margin of error now.
Slightly inside on that one there. Not by much, though, from Morrisson.
Yeah, Morrisson looks to be hunting for the strike zone. So it'll be important for him to settle down, find that.
And that's a foul off barely, just comfortably over the first bag, but then slipping away and going into foul territory there. Hunting for that hit that is going to bring the Breakers closer into that. But we are top of the 7th of a 7-inning game with 2 outs left and 7 runs on the board, 5 runs to find to get that equal with the 12 from the Devils.
Yeah, just take it one step at a time, one pitch at a time.
It's a 2-1 count, and he hits that out into the right field again. It's rolling in, picked up by our right fielder, who just loses it in the boggy ground. There's a decision with Fletcher at third base going, am I going to risk that run home? But no cheap outs. Don't make any mistakes here. Just preserve where you are. Solid single there. That's what you need to deliver here. We now put the runners on the corners. 12-7. 5 runs back. Paul Gardner, the last of the 3 punches that have done so much damage to the Devils this game, drawing a walk and a single and a walk and a single for his last 4 appearances. He'll check over at third base just to make sure that we don't have too obvious a steal.
Yeah, Gardner's probably been their most productive batter today, and really good decision by the base runner there to hold up at third and just let Gardner come in and do his damage. So we'll see if he can keep that going.
Strike 1 shown, strike 1 given.
Yeah, it's just that one pitch. He's just waiting for that one pitch he knows he can put into play. But the pressure now, guys on the corners.
Runner goes, first up to second. But it's a wasted effort there as we get a little ball dribbled over into foul territory up by third base. Bouncy, 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 gone.
Yeah, you might like to have that one back. It's tough when you foul off and take those strikes and build that count up. But again, he's had really productive at-bats today, so he's got the eye. It's just a matter of selecting the right pitch.
0-2 on the count. And that climbs up to 1-2 with an inside low.
Yeah, he's got the, like we were saying, you know, he's got the good eye. He's taking the right pitches. He's swinging at the right pitches. So it's just a matter now of, is he going to get that one pitch that he can put into play?
That could well be that pitch. It heads into, it falls just short of the second baseman. It's tossed over to second. It goes past the second baseman. And we get ourselves Fletcher at home and 1 run closer for the Breakers. 12-8 going up now. Runners first and second. Scrappy fielding error there.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate one. But, you know, it's one of those funny hits where it just trickles up into the infield. And the defenseman has to wait for it to get to him. And in the meantime, runner at first is safe. And then with the bobbled reception at second, it allows that runner to run home and score the first run. So there it is. There's 1. 4 to go.
Swing and a miss. Strike 1 on David Farr. Runners first and second. 4 runs is both impossible and very easily done at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't seem, it's one of those situations where it just doesn't seem that far outside the realm of possibility that they could do it. They've got some momentum going. They're putting guys on base. With a walk, a single, another single. They're making contact. They're putting the ball in play. They're getting on base. And that's what it's going to take.
And grounder out to third base. Throws over to second base. It's a fielder's choice there. There is no out, but smart thinking there. No, we do have the out. Second out there. Not a cheap out. That was close.
Yeah, that was really close. Very, very blessed to get that out. That could have been a real tipping point to load the bases with 1 out, but instead there's 2 outs, runners at the corners. Now's their chance to put this thing in the bag. Oh, it's black.
The H hitter comes in as well. Walks and a fielder's choice.
Yeah.
No, walk on and base on error is what we're coming through there. There's the ball coming in low from Morrisson. He's looking for his final out to give the Edinburgh Diamond Devils a 2-0 opening record in the AAA League here at Scottish National Baseball League. As always, you can keep up to date. BaseballScotland.co.uk will take you all the way through the season. Ball Caps and Bagpipes is our podcast, which you'll find in your favourite podcast app, service directory or Spotify. And of course, Twitch.tv and YouTube for Baseball Scotland, as well as we do our best to bring you coverage. And maybe next week we'll get the camera running all the way through.
Yeah, well, we have had a bit of a marathon game today, and as we're only just getting our feet under us in terms of our new kit, the length of the game maybe caught our batteries out a little, but we'll be good for next week.
2-1 on the count. That ball comes in. It's the strike there as well. It's 2-2. So this is it. This is what you always want as a pitcher, the chance to throw and win.
Yeah, he's got it down to 1 strike, right? This is where it all the last few hours comes to a head.
It's not that one. We're knocking it 3-2. Runners on the corners. Breakers drinking at the last chance saloon, hoping to get another round in. 4 runs back.
Oh, and he walked him. Tough.
The walk goes through. We got our bases loaded. We have the tying run coming up to the plate for the Tayport Breakers. It is Jake DeBurka. And Jake has been
Hit twice, walk twice.
hit twice, walk twice. Bit of a beanbag then.
Hey, 100% on base percentage. That's a good day.
Either of those now brings a run in.
That's right. That's right.
That's what you want. Bring a run in, then bring another run in, then bring another run in, then bring another run in, and you know you're going to extra innings.
Yeah, that's right. Just keep chipping away at it. And of course, first pitch is for a ball. So
Here, Jake, let's make them
the
work.
Breaker's got a good eye. He can definitely take the walk.
Hey, Jake, here you go. Hang on.
And that hurl comes in low.
Yeah, he's getting into a good count here. No strikes with 2 balls. He's definitely ahead in the count. And now he can be selective.
Letting that one go past. No silly swings, no silly outs. 2-1.
Yeah, that was a pitch down the middle that DeBurka obviously just chose to lay off regardless of what was coming. Hoping for the ball.
And there's a strike. Moroso returns to throw 1, win 1.
Now things have turned pretty quick. Now DeBurka's thinking, oh, I don't want to be the last out. I don't want to be the last out. I don't want to be the last out.
For all of the playing the baseball, it comes down to a throw. Here it is, a swing. It is a miss. Tayport Breakers drop their first 2 games of the season as they go down 12-8 against the Edinburgh Diamond Devils, who take a lead that is going to give them a lot of confidence. 2-0 on the season as well. It's been a long game. The conditions in the air have been rough, but the conditions on the ground have been soggy. We've seen slips. We've seen an absolute marathon pitching session that is going to allow Blaine Heaney to take the win on this one, and it's an incredibly well-earned win. And that 12-8 scoreline does not really show just how much grit both teams had to dig in over the last 3 innings.
Yeah, at one point, the game seemed like it was a foregone conclusion, but, Breakers managed to manufacture some runs. They came back, they applied the threat, as they do. They're notorious for it, but the Devils managed to hang in there, give their pitcher the win, and like you say, they're starting off the season with an awful lot of momentum. It's a great way to go.
Every time you get a run, put it on, because when you get to the last inning, every run ahead, you really, really want.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and they did a good job. Things looked a little dicey there at the end, but they managed to just stay calm and stay cool and work those counts. And lo and behold, here they are, 2-0 for the start of the season. It's an awful good start.
Thanks very much for your time and your patience as we work through our test broadcast here of Edinburgh and Tayport. Baseball Scotland is going to be bringing more games throughout the season, and we are going to do our best to bring you pictures from our main cameras all the way through the rest of the season as well. But it's the love of baseball, and of course everybody will find their way and do slightly better every single time. We're going to bring you as much baseball as we can. My voice, Ewan Spence, will be bringing you all those play-by-plays. Colour, when we're paired up.
Krista Wall, happy to be here.
And next week, all being well, I'm going to be heading through with our flyaway kit as the Devils take... Is it the Devils or the Cannons? Anyway, Edinburgh's going to be going back through in Glasgow. 2 teams in Edinburgh, 2 teams in Glasgow. I'm so far away from my notes now.
Yeah, someone's playing somebody in Glasgow. That's what we know for sure.
A week after that, Chris, you're going to be taking the lead chair.
Yeah, hopefully I can be here and hold the fort down while you're away. And then hopefully maybe after that we can get back together and keep the party going.
Party sounds good. Thank you very much for watching the latest game from Baseball Scotland. We're showing the Edinburgh Diamond Devils welcome the Tayport Breakers with a final score of 12-8. We've got rain-soaked scorecards here, so if you just look down, we'll get a box score link for you in the end of the comments. Thanks also to Ruben Hustler for technical support and production of the broadcast. Thank you for our sponsors. Who would go here? Would you like to help us? Would you like to, buy us a bigger battery? Anything like that would be really helpful. Get in touch. baseballscotland.co.uk for the contact details for everybody. Facebook.com/BaseballScotland. YouTube.com/BaseballScotland. Did I say YouTube, Facebook Scotland? You know where I'm going. We're running out of steam. But you know what? As long as you've got enough steam to get over the line in the last inning, you're golden. You take the W. Thanks for watching. Hasty back.